We started this one. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy New Year! Depending on what time it is for you where you are. But it's New Year's Eve here. It's only 9 in the morning, but like I said, it's midnight somewhere. Hello. Hey, hi. How you doing? How are things? Good to see you guys. We're about as dressed up as we're likely to get. We're wearing, you know, grown-up clothes. And I was thinking, how bad can Zap Throttle Soul Inhaling really be anymore? The answer is probably pretty, but like, we're gonna get to that part. The deal is, I need pets. There's specifically 4 that I don't have that I want to like kind of start to sort of look at into farming. Is these things: the Blaze Spirit, Dust Spirit, Gale Spirit, and Tide Spirit. They are byproducts of a Dragonflight engineering item process called the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler, by which you use aforementioned Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler. You can buy them on the auction house. I got mine for 2K. To drain the essence of an elemental. There's elite ones that you specifically need to do, and it needs to either die while you're channeling it, which would necessitate the use of like dots or something, or within 30 seconds after a full channel. That is a change that was not always there. That should hopefully make it a little bit easier. And then there's like cooldowns, and then if you successfully do that, you get an item that has a chance to contain the pet. So it's kind of stinky. You also have soul cages. You need these jewel crafted empty soul cages in order to even power the thing, so I bought a bunch of those too. The pets themselves, the Blaze Spirit's at 245k, the Tide Spirit 109k, the Dust Spirit 273, and then I forget the name of the other one, but they're in that kind of range where it's like I could afford it, but I don't want to, and then I would be depriving myself of a perfectly good pet farm. I was just complaining about how I wanted a really stinky grind. So I think it's time to take a look at this one. There's nothing that says we have to do it today, but I think that's a fine thing to work on. Other options include, I really could do like a key on my druid and then a key on my hunter just for vault. But also, what happens if I don't? Nothing. You know? For what? I've been enjoying collecting lately, which might mean that I'm ready to wind down my Season 2 alt activities. Finally doing Zap Throttle ones? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not as bad. Less bad than you think. Yeah, I tried it at the very top of the expansion, and at that time, it was awful. But I think I've successfully procrastinated for long enough. So what I'm going to do, this is going to take some fiddling, and I'm just going to do that. I don't remember where any of the elementals spawn, but we can look it up. I'm going to get in Shadow, and I don't really have a good read on how much damage I do, or through what, so I'm just going to kind of play with it. There's always more elementals. You only get a big gross cooldown if you actually successfully do it. If you don't, then it's like a medium gross cooldown. So, should we start with the cheapest one? Logic follows that the cheapest one would be the easiest one to farm. Right? What was the other one? Gale Spirit. The Tide Spirit was the cheapest one. It was substantially less expensive than the rest of them. The other 3 were in the 200k range, and the Tide Spirit, for whatever reason. Let's see, are there more available? Tide Spirit. Tide Spirit, 3 of them available, price dramatically lower for all 3, which is making me think that maybe that's easier, or maybe it's just like a quirk of the Lightbringer auction house. I'm too lazy to look it up on Undermine to find out if it's true. So, let's start with that one. I want water elementals. So for the Encaged Frosty Souls, there's 3 spots we can farm this, according to a Wowhead comment. We have the Force of Springs in the Unarn Plains, the Awakened Revenant in the Azure Span, or the Frostrime Tempest in the Azure Span. I remember doing those. So those are around there. We'll probably try a few different areas. Awakened Revenants look like there's lots of spawn points, so I'm probably going to try that first. Don't see why not. I should put it on my bar, eh? Begin draining, etc., etc. I wanna drink some coffee and talk to people. This isn't Subnautica. When will yesterday's VOD be on the YouTube channel? I totally forgot to post it. I will get it scheduled after stream. It'll probably be up this evening. But it is, in the meantime, available on Twitch, through the Twitch VOD player. When one is the worst, surrounded by a bunch of other mobs. Wish me luck, folks. Gonna try and suffer through a heroic tendril to Farakpuk. Good luck. You got this. Okie dokie. Plenty of time to murder it now. Yeah. I'm wondering, what am I wondering? Nothing. I'm wondering nothing. Let's just go fly. Coffee is life. Sprung for some fancy coffee this morning while it's picking up some breakfast pastries. Oh, you are living. What a way to ring out the year. Decided calories don't exist today. It's a mathematical fact of the calendar. Yeah, I put on grown-up clothes, and what else did I do? Got out of bed. It's a good start to any given day. Tomorrow is one of my days off, but it's also the first day of the year, so I'll probably have a couple of things to do. Maybe some lists. Resolutions. Pay rent, all that good stuff. Definition of luxury. Oh man, I've got a hot water bottle so that I can use to freeze up or heat up my icy fingers on, and that's the definition of luxury. Although it is harder when you're trying to drag and ride. File some taxes, good times. You don't file your taxes on January 1st. You need a bunch of forms and stuff. I could, if I was feeling really diligent, start organizing all of my stuff. That's a good idea because I'll have a definitive idea of how much I made and spent. But you need some forms that take companies a while to produce. So I can do some preliminary work. The right answer is just do like 10 minutes of it, even if it is like a holiday. Because, you put it off once and then you're putting it off forever. Tomorrow's my cleaning day before starting the work week. Gonna go in strong, but until then, I will do nothing but play WoW today. I need pastries. Tomorrow's all about cooking. Oh, there's a dragon race. Oh, I could get 500 gold. No. Listen, you've got lots of time for dragon races. If I successfully start caging things, I may have some travel time because it takes 15 minutes for a caged soul to turn into a docile soul, which is the one that has a chance to drop a pet. So I might need to move around and actually collect different types of elementals, or I might need to just like occupy myself with Dream Search, Coalescence farming, or like dragon races or anecdotes, something. I am checking where I'm going again because I forgot. It's like kind of... Oh, I'm almost there. We're looking for awakened revenants in this area. Ivory Wings, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Oh, it's this area. Oh, I see. Okay. So, it's not this guy. I need that guy. How much health does he have? Important question. Oh, no, that's a rare. Well, I suppose I should kill it. It's water pots. I don't know if water pots counts for the thing. I'm probably just gonna kill him just because he's got a star on his name and, anything could happen. Mysteries abound. He's also, like, stronger than I kind of thought. He has 6 mil health. Not nothing. When in doubt, press Vampiric Embrace. Everything will be fine. It is a good idea to interrupt his whirl. Ah. Alright. I will do what I can. That's Torrential Crash. There we go. Let's kick that one. And then I have a... What else do I have? I have Psychic Scream. That will probably also kick it. But after that, I'm kind of out of ideas. It's not like I have interrupts on tap over here. Playing a Shadow Priest. That's probably okay. Ooh, Shadow Priest with lots of Shadow Word Deaths with a tier set bonus. There we go. What happened? I got 50 Tuskar rep and 15 Dragon Owl supplies. Wonderful. Fear Immune? I don't know. I never got a chance to find out. He didn't cast it again. That's who I'm looking for. So that guy only has 848k health. All of these people are kind of standing in my way, though. So if you guys could just all perish, that would be great. This is another reason why I'm kind of lucky that... Happy that I decided to do this not in the first patch, is because at 482, it's a lot easier to just kind of crush through stuff like this. So, what I want to do is I want to get it within the range where I can definitely kill it within 30 seconds. Yes, use it, bind it to me. Oh, is it no longer kicked by knockbacks? So we fully channeled it. So now as long as that buff persists, we should be able to get a thing out of this. Yeah, and we can kill it just fine. I could probably do it on pole and be alright. I think that'll be fine. Screen is black. Twitch, please! Try refreshes. That's the only thing I can think of because my encoder looks fine. I'm not dropping any frames. I think that's a Twitch thing. Or at least that's my current theory. Okay. I got my encaged frost diesel. I'm going to put it in a nice safe spot of the bag. We don't open it yet. I'm saying this for my own benefit. You probably know. I'm saying this for me. I don't open it yet because until it turns docile, it does not have a chance to drop the pet. So we're not fussed about that. We can only hold one. It is unique. So there's really no sense in me farming any more of these elements, these blue ones anyways, for the next 15 minutes, which means I may as well go get a red one or some other color. Let's go figure out a different spot to maybe something different in nearby. See what we can do in the Azure span. Circle of Doom. What if it has something cool in it? Rip Twitch and all its issues. On the last day of the year, too, we're trying to have a festive adjacent stream. Alright, so for an encaged fiery soul, we've got two things that are in the Azure span. One is the fire elemental and the other one's the lost elemental. Are they nearby? Yeah, they're kind of like, fire elementals are sort of over, like, here-ish? Not too far from the world boss. Let's, head up over that way and go have a little look-see. Yeah, it won't be too bad if I can rotate them, actually. I think last time I tried to do this, I was farming for just one type, and not only was it really annoying to get the thing in the first place, because they were, like, killing me at the time, and it was, you had to be channeling while it died, so you really needed to be able to use dots. And a lot of them had, like, stuns and knockbacks and stuff that would kick your everything. Seems better. Having trouble? Switch to browse from app works now. New Year's, but for the lunar date, get a mail. My phone using data. West State's broken. Turned off ad block. Doesn't seem to be helping. Hazel rare mount drop. This is New Year's Eve. I think I kind of did my mount attempts already for the week. I don't want to move most of my characters. We tried for the Abyss Worm on them, and we tried for... I guess I have a couple more characters I could try for Sharkbait on, like that I skipped over the first time. But largely, I did them already. I was going to pet collect today. What are you farming for? Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler Pets. We'll know in about 15 minutes whether or not we got lucky with our very first one. It's not likely. It's a pretty low drop rate. I don't know what the drop rate is, but my instinct is not good. But I'm kind of starting to get through Dragon Isle's pets. I'm kind of getting caught up on them a bit, so there's a couple I need from the Derelict Cavern still that I'm kind of procrastinating on. Oh, and Tobias we can probably look into doing today. That should be not crazy difficult. I could probably go get Gurgle too. I just never did that. What is this one from? It's cute. Is that available? That might be a 1025 thing. Sometimes they put stuff in the journal that's not available yet. But for the most part, I don't have that many uncollected pets left, so I'm here looking for, I think it's just called Fire Elemental. It's gonna be like a big one though. Let's see. What do we got? Fire Elementals. No. Although I feel like these Mountain Shapers might count for something. No, I used to farm those for my Elementius Splinter, and that's what, or the Primalist Charm, that's right. Trading post is tomorrow too. Oh, that's right, that's right. That'll be fun. Is it up here? I vaguely remember farming something in this area. Maybe I set my, no, it must be over here. There's fire over here, near the world boss. Yeah. I think I just didn't go far enough in. I have no advice for those having tech issues. Stream works fine for me. I wish I had a better advice. Oh, there we go. Primal Lot. Well, I mean, it looks tempting. I mean, I guess I could try. Find out if it works. I don't think that's it, though. Yeah, it's only 225k. It's just not elite enough. I think they have to be elites. Oh, they're up here by the pools. I did this before. I did this one before. Yeah, these guys. These are the ones that I need. Okay, cool. I'm going to Soul Inhaler on pole. And then I'm just gonna crank. Oh, for heaven's sake. So I have 27 seconds to kill it. It's dead. Okay. I was a little worried for a second, but we did it. Oh, it's like putting up all my cooldowns and I was like, oh, Time's passing. All right, there we go. Encage Fire, Encage Frosty. So now, let's take a look and see where we can find the other two. Hopefully, if it's that widespread of an issue, Twitch is, you know, hot on its tail. People with really fast fingers and keyboards doing whatever it needs doing. Beyond me. I'm just the I just bring the cat. Speaking of the cat, here's the kitty cat. You want to say hi? I'm looking up where the next thing is. So for the Earth and Soul, there's 1 Elemental Punishers in the Azerspan. The Airy Souls are Onarn Plains only. But the Punishers are actually really nearby here, so it looks like we can get all 3 of the 4 elements in a pretty close proximity. I think those are those big rock. I think I just flew over them actually. I think they were just underneath in the tunnel. Let me take a look. As far as I know, I cannot. Yeah, they're unique. You're unique, so you can't really stack up a bunch of them to open all at once. I swear I saw him. I seen it. Got my 1600 pet achievement today. Definitely one of the biggest grinds I've done. Nice, that's incredible. 20 stream streak. Holy moly. Thank you, Ruby. Yeah, that guy. That's who I need next. So my Soul Inhaler is on a 45-second cooldown that feels like it's not cooling down. Weird. Let's go look at the Punisher, but I don't want to pull it yet because there's not a ton of these things. It's not an equipped item. Oh, it's got an internal cooldown. It's got a 5, so it says 45-second cooldown, but if you do successfully capture a soul, I think it's a 5-minute cooldown. So it's on cooldown for another. That's a weird UI thing, right? Like it's a 45. That's weird. That's not correct. That cannot possibly be working as intended. This should say 5 minutes and not 45 seconds. But that's okay. We can, we know exactly what we're doing next. We can post up here. And maybe in the meantime, I will... Well, I mean, I could kill a couple extra elementals. The little drop items are always worth gold. But I can have a little look-see at where I'm going in the Onarn Plains for the air one. Just for future... We're looking for Stormbound Colossus in the Onarn Plains. They're on the... Ooh, they're far. Oh, those things. Way over, kind of near the Emerald Dream entrance, but like on the north side. Okay, that's far, gross. Okay. Well, at least our 5-minute cooldown will have some time to cool down while we head over that way. This is back. Back in. Welcome back, everybody. We're still here. We have 3 very angry spirits, I think. We have 3 elemental souls. Should do. I only see 2 here. Where did I put my 3rd one? Frost, fire. Oh, no, sorry. I'm about to get the 3rd one. That's right. And then this one is 7 minutes away from being openable. So, you haven't missed a thing. You haven't missed anything important. I was just getting my bearings and cursing whatever caused you to not be able to see the stream. Twitch made an update. They're working on it. Nice. Back on my end. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm usually down for short streams on holidays, but we have only been here for 23 minutes. That's not enough. This has another 59 seconds, so maybe I really will farm some elementals in the meantime. Oh, my goodness. It was afraid of me. I phased. I'm curious as to how much downtime this grind is going to have. It should be less than before. I think before, successfully caging a soul was an even longer cooldown. It might have even been 15 minutes. It was the kind of thing that you would do like in between other things when you were just out in the world living your life. You couldn't really farm it continuously. What grind are you doing? I am starting the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler Pets grind. I'm looking for the various elemental spirits that can drop from the docile souls. It's a light Christmas miracle. Downtime, coffee, and chill time. Never heard of this one. It's not, I think the pets aren't super widespread appeal. It's something that you would mostly know about if you were a pet collector that was really into getting every last thing, or an engineer, because engineers farm these items anyways for Well, I mean, they don't have to, but like there's a few items that require them. Because if you don't get the pet, you'll get like an elemental crafting reagent that's soulbound and not used for very much. I think I ended up like kind of deleting the ones that I got on my evoker when I tried this grind last time. So my soul inhaler is off cooldown, which means I can go find this elemental punisher. The way it used to work is that you needed to kill the elemental while you were channeling it, and that's been changed now. If you full channel, then you have a 30-second window in which to kill the mob and it'll still count, which makes it much easier and doable comfortably by far more classes. I'm looking for the punisher. I saw him before, but then I lost him. Those are the fire ones we were doing. Punishers are like right around here. He was padding. He was walking up and down. He was big and stompy. He looked a little top heavy. It's nice being able to switch to a regular flying mount if you need to, because I have a feeling I'm going to really run my Drake out of gas. I had him. I swear I had him. Didn't know what the soul cages were for. Just make them and sell them on the auction house. Yeah, I just bought a bunch of them for this. I got stocked up. I don't know how many I'm going to need, but I have a feeling the answer is more. I got 40 to begin with. But I do like the suspense of this grind. I think there's something somewhat theatrical about you get the thing and then you got to wait 15 minutes and then you can like, you know, you get lots of opportunities to drum roll and then open it. I need to look a little more closely at the spawn map for these things. I think there's just not that many of them as well. Not that guy. That guy is too big. I saw him. I'm in just about the right spot. I think he just pats around and he might be dead. Or I might have lost him. I could use a target macro, but he was big. I feel like you see him. Started this, trapped I think 12 different elementals, only got one pet. Oh, it's one pet you get to keep or sell though. Like they go for at a minimum 100k gold. I'm almost surprised that the prices haven't been forced down by people doing this for the sake of gold farming, because I think compared to things like the Soup Weekly, it's not, I mean, I guess it depends on what the drop rate really is. Well, we're not going to find out, but we might get an idea. I don't think it's awful. Any more patrol space up here? No. Oh, that's a big dragon. He's busy. Sorry. Don't mind me. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year, Darabellia. You can make a bunch of toys with the other mats. Yeah, I think I had a few of them work ordered. I think for a while I was putting up crafting orders, like public crafting orders with decent commissions for the toys, but it was really early in the expansion and nobody had the recipes because everybody had put all of their spec points and like channeled all of their resources into being able to craft like gear and more traditionally in demand things. So I couldn't find anybody for love or money to make the toys for me. Now that we're farther in, I think more people, there might be like, if you leave a public work order with a good commission up, it might happen eventually. Alright, target macro time. Elemental Punisher. The worst part is I saw one. And then I just went up to the glacier to wait out my cooldown, and I lost him. It's okay. We'll find it. Okay. Like do my urban ore farming in a regular mount, so much nicer. Sounds kind of nice. I always, around this point of expansions, I start getting excited for farming herbs and ore in the next expansion. It's all really, I mean, they're still valuable now. And especially if you have like a lot of spec points, you can really do decently. But it's always exciting how inflated basically everything is early. Well, I'm almost able to open my Frosty Soul. I may as well go back and get another one of those. Stream's working for me now. Yay. Welcome back, Torta. Glad it's shaping up. No good at all. Is it called Elemental Punisher? Is that certainly its name? Yep, Elemental Punisher. I just don't think there's a lot of spawns for it. I think maybe I lost it or I phased or something. Oh, I found him. Okay. He's over here. He must have just spawned because I swear I just ran past there. Alright. 564k. I'm gonna warm him. I'm gonna heat him up just a little bit. Check out his abilities for a second. All right, now we're gonna. No! I do more damage than I thought. Oops. We're trying to do the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler grind. The good news is that our Frosty Soul is now available. So we can do a nice drum roll and open that one. And if that's no good, we can go back and get another one. Oh dear. He did look scary, didn't he? He was very tall. All right. No Tide Spirit. It was one attempt. Apparently a 2% chance, 1 in 50. So let's just go back and get another one of those anyway. The Flying Tiger mount is the Priestess's Moonsaber. It's a BFA mount available for 7th Legion service medals. Alliance acquiring only. I don't know if Horde can ride it. I don't know that they can't. I still need a bunch of Horde mounts. If I really wanted to mount collect, I should probably just take any Horde character and just do like BFA World Quest, just rep grind. I rather didn't finish those reputations and or have the gold on Horde to buy all the mounts. I like this forest too. I'd ask if this zone is underrated, but I think the word underrated is meaningless. It requires anything to be consistently and evenly rated in the first place. Awakened Revenant, you. So I'm gonna just we're not gonna mess about. We're gonna full channel the Soul Inhaler. And then we've got 30 whole seconds, which is loads of time. Even with his bulwarks. Did I get a new one? I did. So we have another Frosty Soul. We've got 3 minutes left before our fiery one is friendly. So we can kind of head back to get in replacing territory for that. You'd think that this guy would count, but I don't know, I guess not. Perfect for Night Elf priests. I have an important question. I'm ready. Between leveling a DPS assault 60 to 70, what should I choose? BM Hunter or Arcane Mage? Do we want, like, off-the-cuff answers, or do we want more researched answers? Because my instinct is always BM Hunter, because I had so much fun with it recently. It's very comfy and easy to play. Plus, you get to choose pets, you get to pick what kind of looks you want, you get to name them, and I don't even have a mage, so I am not the right person to be vouching for the mage community over here. Picking chaos by putting it in chat yourself. Alright, well my vote is for BM Hunter, but my vote is just one vote. So we got 5 minutes, 3 minutes and 40 before we can even use this thing again. I suppose I could try to find another Punisher and then just like follow it around. But, oh, I found one. Alright, we're going to put a nice little marker on him. And I will never again underestimate my incredible damage potential. Isn't this Transmog cute? She's got a simple dress, and then she's got like some little of the blue flowery emerald dream stuff. And a little pine cone thing. I like it. I think she looks like she could sell artisanal honey in France. I just imagine everybody looks really cute in France. I've never been. Never been to a lot of places. That's okay. 2 minutes and 52 seconds. What can we do for 2 minutes and 52 seconds? Rolled a hunter because Hazel made it look like fun. Really good, but if you mess with the rotation, won't do well in damage meters. Balancing mana with burst. Yeah, I always found it, it wasn't my favorite. I liked Arcane Mage in the era in Cataclysm when it was genuinely a one-button spec. Well, I guess not genuinely. You still pop cooldowns and stuff, but you would basically just... the correct answer was Arcane Blast. There was no, you know, dumping your charges and resetting them. The correct answer was Arcane Blast until you're out of mana, and the thing will be dead before you're done. Darabelle, thank you for the 4-month resub. But unfortunately, Blizzard did not share my lofty view that that was the pristine and perfect state of the spec and changed it to be, like, interesting or something. With, like, meaningful choices, you know? Gross, so. Real question is, what am I going to name my Mechano Mistweaver? Or do I give up making more alts and embrace my collecting era? Because if I was going to play my alts, I wasn't really feeling done with my, wasn't really properly feeling done. Ooh, the Fiery Soul's ready to open. With my Hunter and my Druid, but, like, I don't know. How many keys gonna make you guys watch? It's not like you're watching, like, an MDI player do keys. So it's... I feel like it's only interesting to a point. Alright. Any luck? Da-da-da. Nope. One attempt at the Blaze Spirit. We need to replace that one as well. But I want this Earth Ellie Spirit. We have another 1 minute and 6 seconds first. But I'm not letting it out of my sight. I'm not losing it again. We like keys. Yeah. Maybe I'll do, maybe if I get bored of this. Although I'm kind of having fun with this. There's not as much downtime. I kind of thought I was going to have like 10 minutes of downtime, but it seems like I can kind of bounce between and get souls. If I got lucky a few times and then we were only collecting like 1 or 2 types of soul, I think that would have more downtime. I'm in one right now. Right now! Oh my goodness. I also, in my head, I'll be like, just do like a quick 18, you know, or whatever, on Barnacles and then on Phaleria. It'll be fine. And then in reality, doing a quick 18 is never as quick as just do an 18. I did a 20. I did a 20 Everbloom on my priest with a friend. And just through a weird quirk of the group, I was the only person that could dispel afflicteds. And I was trying to, like, dispel one and then heal the other one because I was on a holy priest, so Mass Dispel I don't think works unless they've changed it, or I was mistaken the first time. And trying to do that, like, during big damage, I was not taking that well. It's not a happy camper. I know that's like a pretty rare. Usually there's at least somebody else that can help with the second one. It was just kind of a weird quirk of talents and stuff. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Alright, Mr. Elemental Punisher. Or Miss Elemental Punisher. Ma'am, sir, friend. So, do your first thing first. Because he's going to do like a big knock-up. And then do your stun. I'm just trying to like find a nice time to channel. Do the full channel. Yeah. And now we've got 30 seconds, but we can totally do it. I'm not even in shadow form. Oh, that's right. I took it off so that I can see my Translog. Void Torrent always catches you up. Yeah, lots of time. Okay, we have our first Encaged Earthen Soul. Now we have 5 minutes to cool off before we can get a Fire Soul, which is right around here. And we have 7 minutes until, or 9 minutes until we can loot the frosty one that we got. So, well, now we do have a little bit of downtime. Power Word Life. Yeah, I should have spec'd into that. I didn't realize when we started the key that I was the only person that had the dispels, so I didn't have life. The air ones are in the Onaran Plains over here on the west side, on the north side, kind of in this area. And as far as I can tell, that's the only place that the air elementals are. Yeah, they're pretty far. I could head over there, you know, I've got 5 minutes to kill, but the fire ones are right here. I feel like I should just find something to grind, right? How much gold could you really make for something like this? Hi, kitty cat. What if I just log off and I play with character creation? We just log back and forth between like an alt and soul caging. I don't know. It would be too much logging over. How else do you kill 5 minutes, 4 minutes? Got Keystone here this week. Need to do the 20s for the portals, but I'm lazy. Character creation, one of my favorite pastimes. Yeah, me too. I think that the WoW character creator is perfect for me. It has just the right amount of detail for most races. That I can really take my time in it, and I can start to feel like I've really made something that feels like me. but it's not, we don't have like, you know, sliders for every individual facial feature dimension, because I always try to mess with those in games that have them, and I always make something that looks ugly. I always try to make them look hot, and they inevitably come out looking not so hot. Happens every time, so I like that WoW doesn't let me ruin them like that. However, if you've ever looked at the character creation screen or the customization options for things like the new Moonkins or Drakthir, or even things like humans and night elves and trolls and undead, and then you tab over a few and then you look at gnomes, gnomes need more options. I don't know what, but I just want more. I don't know what I want you to let me change. As far as I'm concerned, that's somebody else's imagination's problem, but I want more choices. Gnomes have a heartbreaking amount. It's one page. They don't even have any tabs, and the page doesn't even go all the way down. Number of fingers. You do need to make that Mechanome monk. It's true. It's true. 2 minutes and we can get our fiery soul underway over here. This grind is much nicer than it was previously. I might change my tune if it takes like 100 tries each to get these, but this is really not so bad. These fiery souls. I guess I can look up what else I can make with them too. Blue dragon souls. Tailoring armor. I mean, it's a transmog I don't have. You'd think that all the things will know anything that I need to loot. That is 12 minutes. That is 6 minutes. Stop by Voldraken and just send off work orders for something. Mecha Mug. Class Hall Mount calling you back. Engineering toys. I feel like I must have some of them. All the things would be showing them to me, wouldn't it? You'd think. I'm pretty sure I'm tracking, toys in all the things, I think. Yeah, the monk class hall mount tells you to like lay off the mana buns or something like that. Something I feel like they wouldn't do anymore. Gnomes and Culturians only have one page of options. Oh, I forgot Culturians were like that too. I feel like Culturians they could really do a lot with too. Alright. 44 more seconds. Yeah, a lot of the allied races are pretty behind, but they've been updating a lot of the original ones. I feel like gnomes have the least customization of non-allied races. Castle Nath race available these days? I don't know, but my instinct is not widely. It's probably one of those things that's technically possible, but practically pretty tough. Goblins that way too. Channel. Yeah, these things used to be so tough because back when you needed to actually channel it, not only were you trying to time it so that your dots would finish it off while it was channeling, but in the meantime, they all have things they can do that like disorient you, they knock you back, they knock you up, they stun you. They're all filled with things that can interrupt a channel, or at least they used to interrupt the channel. Okie dokie. So that one's got 15 minutes to cook. That one has got 4 minutes to cook. So I suppose I can head back to, I guess the Air Spirit is one that I would do last. BFA raids are, some of them are doable to some extent. It's very much some bosses are and some bosses aren't. Depending on what difficulty, how much damage you do, but like, there's a handful of them that are just straight up impossible. Don't need to do the Legion Fall campaign and all your ults for the mounts now, just need it done once. I never went through and finished collecting, even after they made that change, I never went and actually like did all the class hall mounts. I've got like a third of them maybe. Yeah, they said they were going to make the BFA bosses, they were going to take a look at them to fix that issue before Dragonflight is over, was the general gist I got. Which is good, but I'll be excited when it like happens. What are you using elemental souls for? I'm trying to get the pets to drop. I'm trying to farm the pets. I don't have any of them. What expansion do you have the most nostalgia for outside of the original 3? Nostalgia? Maybe Cataclysm? But not enough nostalgia to want to, like, play it again. Cataclysm was very near and dear to me. It was my favorite expansion for a long time. It was the first expansion I ever played from the beginning. But I still don't want to play Cataclysm Classic. I don't want to go back and do it again. 1000% mop for me. Hoping that change comes with 10.2.5. Yeah. Well, Water Pots is back up. 2 minutes and 52 seconds. You're gonna have to start doing dragon races. What was yours? Nil NBC? Feel the same way. Appreciate that time in life. Don't feel the need to play through it again. You'd think there would be some desire for me to go back and do Cataclysm again and do it properly this time. Like, and if you could go back and live your old life over again, but like with all the knowledge that you have now. It's like that classic fantasy of being able to be reborn, but while knowing everything, so that you can make all your choices differently. You could kind of do that with WoW. I certainly know more about the game than I did back in Cataclysm. I don't know. I think I had fun with it in precisely the right way for me. I think it worked out great. Dragon race there. And there's treasures and stuff. Gonna have to do the world boss for 900 gold. Can I afford any transmog that I don't have collected? On cloth, I kind of doubt it, but it's always worth a look. Uncollected, usable. Maybe the Emerald Dream stuff? Some grays. I always hate spending any gold on grays, because I feel like they're going to drop for me eventually. Oh, fun. The belt is the only piece of that world drop set that I don't have. I'll buy it just to finish the set. Normally I wouldn't, but... just cuz. Just to get 9 and 9 of that particular color. The Emerald Dream sets are pretty. Yeah, there we go. I could transmog like that if I wanted to. I don't know why I won't. I mean, maybe if you took the helmet off. I don't know why I don't like putting hoods in my character. It used to be because it would remove their hair. Maybe that's still the case. Unless you go out and play in those expansion zones. But I often level in different expansion zones. Even though I always like to level in the same ones. Every now and then I'm just out doing something for some reason. It happens. It's been known to happen. I don't know for what I've angered this person. I guess I was just trying to kill some time. See what he drops. The real thing, if I was gonna make a Mistweaver Mechano monk, a Mechano Mistweaver monk, the real challenge would be figuring out her name, which is something I could work on ahead of time. I mean, I wouldn't be able to check to see if they're all taken or not, but... I feel like it has to be an M name because she's a Mistweaver Mechano monk. Her name, you know, the alliteration is too good to just give up on it. So we're gonna get another Frosty Soul. And the nice thing with this cooldown is that you always have your cooldowns up, and indeed. You don't have to worry about what you need. So, I have a new Encaged Frosty Soul. I actually didn't open my old one. We've got a Docile Soul that we can open. Da-da-da. Nope. Two attempts at the Tide Spirit, and then this will be the third attempt in 15 minutes once it's ready to open. Earth and Soul's ready in 4 minutes. Head back over, look into finding another Punisher, but we've got 5 minutes on the thing. Morchi. Yeah, it's a cute name. I like the pun, because you know Chi. And because of Morchi, the gnome. I enjoy pun names, but I don't usually go for them myself. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year. She's gonna have to be in melee. That's stinky. Hope Morchi's not gone forever. She was cute. It was a fun fight. Yeah, I liked it a lot too. Let's park ourselves out back up this way. And then we basically just have 5 minutes to kill, so maybe I will. I don't know. I think what I need to do is I need to like come up with a handful of names that I like, but then not tell anybody. Well, that's not very good content. This just in. New stream. Streamer thinks, does not share thoughts. Doesn't make good television or radio. I hope you have a wonderful 2024. Thank you very much, Bobbles. Oh, kitty cat, you're so soft. I know I brushed you yesterday, but you grew the coat. Hi. What are MW names aside from Molly Wobbles? Molly Wobbles is going to be too long. She could be... McWobs. Oh, we're no good at this, are we? Hi. Kitty cat. I hope you have a happy new year. I'm probably not staying up tonight. I thought about it. I don't think I'm planning to stay up for staying up's sake. If it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock and I want to go to bed, I'm probably going to do that. Almost as silly as a content creator with almost no social media presence. Even though I know I've done that, why do I feel so attacked? What do you mean almost no social media presence? I posted an Instagram story of my dog like 2 weeks ago. It counts. Besides, YouTube is social media. Twitch is social media. We're socializing. This counts. I do this 5 days a week. Love your hair this color. Oh, thank you. Hi. The real question is, what do Mistweaver monks even do? I'm not as optimistic about my prospects of enjoying it as I am about stuff like Resto Druid, where I already know that I like the concept. Oh, 37 seconds and we can open the Earthen Soul. And then a minute and a half and we can cage another one. Oh, Anonymous Gifter, thanks for the gift sub. How much of a hassle is your hair at this length? Not really. It is messy, but you can only tell if you like really zoom in. So I don't do anything special with it. It's just not as... Really short hair feels really good in the shower. Kind of want to continue this conversation, but I also want to avoid being banned. Is that your New Year's resolution? Make it through 2024. Make it through 2023. You're trying to do one more day. Looks fine, at least on camera. Yeah. My back of my neck is really scruffy. I can feel the curls growing down the back of my neck. I don't know. I'm excited for the year of wigs. I'm gonna play dress up. It's show business after all. Plus, who doesn't love a new excuse to get into a thing? The hazel mullet. Hazel mullet sounds pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Is it Earthen Soul time? No. One attempt at the Death Spirit. But we are 16 seconds and we can try again. 11 minutes on that one. 5 minutes on the Fiery Soul. I do like rotating these. I think I'm going to have dramatically less fun once we actually start getting pets, because while it feels good to be able to cut some elements out of the rotation, I feel like I kind of need 3 elements in this rotation in order to like kill the time. Messy hair, frequently a goal. I feel like messy hair is really cool unless you have curly hair. Curly messy hair, especially like dry curly messy hair when you didn't like buy the stuff to put into it, is not sexy. It's just frizzy. You just look poofy. Class, do you consider the most fun at this point? Thinking about hopping in WoW again? I love Holy Priest most, but it's a very personal thing. It's everybody likes what they like. I think Holy Priest is fun because you've got big, satisfying buttons. Why is it Resto Druid? Alright. One more Earthen Soul for me. There's probably some logic to doing this grind on my Hunter, actually. Oh, it didn't full channel. Oh, and it's a 45-second cooldown. I'm upset. Doing this, I could probably do this on a hunter, actually, because my hunter would be able to do enough damage to kill them, certainly. They would be able to trap them while I do the initial channel. And solve that problem. I would also be able to feign death if I make this mistake. Happy New Year, everyone. See you next year. Yeah, I can try and fear them. Let's see if they're fearing me. That's not a bad idea. You just have to get up in melee for that. Yucky. 6, 5, 4. A lot of countdowns, actually. I think the Soul Inhaler grind is bizarrely suited for a New Year's Eve stream because there's countdowns. They just kind of abound. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't really want to buy another Soul Inhaler. 2,000 gold I get to keep. Okay. Brand new Encaged Earth and Soul, brand new 5-minute cooldown. On the thingy, but the fire one opens in about 3 minutes. Has Nier come in anywhere yet? Surely in Australia. Australians are so far in the future. Noticing in movies from the 80s and before, people do not have perfect hair. Yeah, I kind of miss that. And I mean, there's nothing that says that I have to. I feel like it's just about what you get used to seeing. So, I don't know. There's nothing that says I have to live by any standards in particular, but it's been the new year for a few hours in Australia. 3:30 a.m. here. You guys are up late. Yeah, did you party? Have you reveled? 7 a.m. New Year's Day in New Zealand. Made a Windwalker monk, yellow clothes, white cape, red boots. Named him Caped Baldy. I feel like that's a reference to something. Alright, we got 5 minutes. I don't think I can customize a character in 5 minutes. In 2 minutes we can open the Fiery Soul. 80s was the best decade for hair. I think that my natural hair texture would have gone over better in the 80s, or at least I would have been maybe more at peace with it. It was more highly represented on celebrities. One Punch Man. Oh, I see. 6 p.m. in Ireland. And is the revelry reveling? I'm trying to think of other words for partying. All I have right now is partying and revelry. That's all we got. 80s was my teen decade. I think 80s was my mom's teen decade too. Not to make you feel, my mom's very young. My mom is hip and cool and with it, and she travels a lot more than I do. Shindig. A barn burner. Kitty, I think we should just leave the barns be. 28 seconds, and then we can find it if we got the fiery one. Your mom seems awesome. She's incredible. She's really cool. Do people say with it? I do. I'm people. Mid-50s. Very uncool. Proud of it. How's the puppy? Puppy's good. Puppy's good. Oh, he's so cute. He's such a sweetie pie. I was hanging out on the couch in my living room, just like playing games on the PC that I set up in there with the TV. And he like flumps onto the couch, and then he like snuggles up and falls asleep on me, and I must have been feeling extra smooshy because it was so cute that I cried. He's my big baby. This is my little baby. Alright. Any luck? Da-da-da. Nope. 2 attempts at the play spirit. Got home from New Year's celebrations. Happy 2024. New Year's Eve from Australia. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's. Don't like watching anime anymore. Maybe something will bring me back one day. Sometimes one window has to close, or like one phase has to end to make room for new phases. But I find I often circle back to previous phases. I just kind of try to not worry too much about when things come and go. I've also kind of had that experience of like you pick up something that you used to really like and you're like, I don't know if I really care anymore. And you just gotta not worry about it too much. There will be things that bring you joy. I want 1 more minute and 15 seconds, and then we can get another fire spirit is next on the list. And then we're 5 minutes away from that frost soul being openable. It happened. I got a rage whisper from someone who doesn't know how the crafting system works. I collect those. You got like a screenshots folder? Oh dear. As an older person, does dude now mean all genders? Every time I help someone WoW, they say, thanks, dude. I am not a dude. It kind of depends on the generation, I think. And it's one of those things that to everybody, it does not mean all genders, but to many people it does. And there's kind of no way of knowing the intent of it, so I just kind of brushed it off. Amongst people my age, at least where I grew up, everybody was dude. I was, you know, we were all dude. We also had like long shaggy hair and like garage bands. You know, the ripe old years of 2008. Dude was very widely used, but in different situations it might not be. It's still really surprisingly common for people to assume that anybody on WoW is male. And I don't usually mind, but it's just funny whenever anybody uses like, you know, the wrong pronouns for just a character. And it's like not only am I a female character, but like I'm like a female gnome. I feel like that's not the number one. I mean, there certainly are men that play female gnomes, but it's not the number one pick. Everyone's a dude, bro. Yeah, I feel like, at least to me, dude is very gender neutral. Bro is less so. And boys is not at all. I never felt very included whenever people were like, let's go, boys! And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go somewhere else. I never felt like that one included me. But yeah, it's very, very individual. If you ask a guy how many dudes they've dated, they wouldn't assume it's neutral. Yeah, I suppose context matters too. Mog looks like Mirabelle from Encanto. It kind of does! It's just the dress, I think, but like, and the hair is completely wrong, but I love Mirabelle. I love that movie. Yeah, guys is another one that would be dependent on context. If you say, hey guys, nobody assumes that you're only talking to men, but if you, again, ask a straight man how many guys he's dated, he's going to give you a funny look. Go back to the 80s, you could get a dude or a dudette. Yeah, I've been on the receiving end of a few dudettes. That used to be kind of funny. All right, we're ready to get another one. I'm just gonna safety first and fear it just on pull. Woman partner sometimes calls me bro, just think it's funny. If we got more detailed dresses like Mirabelle's, everyone would be in a dress or a skirt. You're making me want to watch Encanto again. For how recently it came out, I've seen it, I think, at least twice, if not 3 times, which is pretty remarkable for a fairly new movie. I don't usually a movie rewatch for me is like a 2-year cooldown period. But I love that movie. Okay. I kind of want to do the world boss just because it's like 920 gold and it's like right here. Does anybody do these? I'm gonna go take a look. Oh, that's who that dragon was. I thought it was Farak. It's not Farak. It's, this guy. Alright, this is enough people. Let's do it. Any suggestions on how to start collecting toys? Pick one, look it up, go for it, is usually my strategy. Toys are a little bit tricky to organize because the API data on them is not as detailed as it is for things like mounts and pets. So while you can get lists, I think Data for Azeroth can give you a list of the toys that you don't have. Like you need, it's a bit of a funkier thing to track. But all the things is also very, very useful. You can use all the things to give you, like, you could have all the things choose a random toy for you to farm, actually. That's not a bad idea. That's gonna hurt, isn't it? This guy's got 33 mil. I've seen people solo less. I'm also not in any kind of a specific Shadow Priest build here. I'm also tanking. There you go, press fade. I haven't done this boss in a long time. I just wanted the 900 gold. And it was nearby, and I've got 5 minutes to kill.
Breath incoming.
All the things gives me anxiety. That's fair. You could go into the settings and turn off so many things that all the things becomes just like a couple of things. Have it track just toys and nothing else. Certainly an option. It's not like you have to commit to that forever too. Like you can have all the things and change those settings and then, oh, my word. Put it back later if you change your mind. I guess I'm just gonna walk up the hill. I really thought we could do this with like 5 people.
Breath incoming.
It's not going great. They should make an add-on called Some of the Things. A manageable amount of the things. Okay, yeah, it is impossible to farm everything at once. All you can do is look into one thing. I always feel much comfier whenever I'm just focusing on one thing at a time. If I try to juggle too many things, it starts to get stressful. I'm so weirdly excited for the new year. I don't know why. I don't know what I think is going to be different about 2024 compared to 2023. I had a nice year in 2023. I had a very comfy, cozy year, but I definitely didn't do very much. I wasn't feeling... I wasn't terribly brave in 2023. I didn't take any risks. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. I stayed home and I took naps with my cat. I got a puppy, actually. That took a decent amount of energy. Let's not discount that. I'm training a dog. But generally speaking, I didn't do a whole lot this year. So I don't know why I think next year's going to be any different, but I just have a good feeling. Thanks, everybody. Got a friendship badge this week, made my whole guild mad. Congratulations. What is bravery if not letting a cloth wearer tank the world plus? Alrighty. How are our timers looking? I can loot the docile frosty soul, and we have a minute left until we can cage another thing. So I suppose I probably need to head back because we've got 4 and then 11 minutes before we can do these 2 again. So let's go back to the water area. Are you training a dog or is the dog training you? I feel like that's a very human ego question. Like I feel like that comes from a place of insecurity. House plans to become more concrete. Not as in the sense that you're moving to a concrete house though. Considering the past few years, year of respite, not such a bad thing. I always figured that if I took time like that, I must have needed it. It's not the kind of thing that you do just because. So I don't usually beat myself up too much for taking it easy if I ever felt like I needed to. Worst case scenario, I live my life and I took a lot of naps. Hazel, do you like Meatloaf in general and Paradise by the Dashboard Light specifically? I'm not familiar with that song, but I do know that Meatloaf played the bus driver in the Spice World film and made a comical reference to I'll Do Anything for Love in that movie, right before the alien scene. And I will stand for that reason. Yeah, this isn't for the legendary. This is for pets. I'm farming for Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler pets. Can you recommend plater settings for BM Hunter? Someone must have a good profile for that. I just wung it when I made my profile. It's not really for anything. It's just good enough for me. I do use my own profile with a BM Hunter, but I'm not. He's probably someone with more concrete advice you can take. Still worth doing the older world bosses? No, not really. I just did that for the gold for the quest reward. Sometimes it's nice to do for a quick piece of trading post credit or something, but yeah, it's not a whole lot of reason to do it. Sure, yeah, my plater settings are here. But I betcha anything that there's got to be some Twitch streamer that like plays BM Hunter that has all of those things in like a real profile. But yeah, because we have a docile soul, so we can get a new frosty one. And now we can open the old docile one. No luck. I probably should have opened it before I caged another one, because if I did get the pet, then that would have been a waste of a 5-minute cooldown, but yeah, what do you do? Why is it showing me things that I have completed? If I know them already, then don't show them to me anymore. I must have a setting funky. Because that's, like, weird, right? Somewhere in here. I think I might have turned it off. Let's try that. Might need to reload. Guess that's handy notes? Oh. I feel like... Add a list says to remind you if it's been 6 months since it's been updated. Yeah, I need to look into it. Handy notes options, maybe. Let's try that. I want... Because I'd farm those rares. I just want to know if there's anything I need from them. Oh, we can open our Earth and Soul. Did we get the Earth one? No. No Dust Spirit. Worth a try. Options? Handy notes. Dragonflight treasures. I have show found off. I don't know. I feel like it didn't used to do that. It's kind of weird. Click it on and off. Yeah, I guess so. Because I don't mind showing dragon glyphs. I just don't want to just show them to me if I already know them. I don't know. Weird. Oh well. We're heading back up to the other spot. Maybe I'll do the dragon race in the meantime, because we have another, 2 minutes and 16 seconds before we can... What I really need is I need to do this in a character that has herbalism or mining. My evoker has it, but I figured I wanted to do it in a character that had, like, gear, you know? Because my evoker hasn't been played since last season, so her item level is not crazy. It's just whatever the raid was for Maberus. Gave up farming the elementals after 100 plus, no pet, ended up buying them. That might be my fate too. That's a solid and distinct possibility. But they're like, I mean, the water one's only like 100k. But the other ones are like 200 to 250k each. And I don't know. I feel like it's going to be exciting when they drop. I haven't had a good like rare mount farm in a while. And I'm excited for one, so I'm going to stick with it for a while. Throw gold at the problem. Got the Earth one on accident when I was farming for them to make the engineering toys. Nice. Yeah, I need a BB fist. That's the thing that I kept trying to work order for that I couldn't get. Next time I'm in Veldraken, I'm gonna put up a work order for that and see if anybody can make it. Yeah, 1 minute until that. We're looking to get another Earthen Soul is what we're in need of right now. So we need to find another Punisher. You can use normal flying mounts in the Dragon Isles once you've completed the Dragon Isles Pathfinder achievement. Recently added in patch 10.2-ish. Yeah. It's great. That's our boy. Yeah, I definitely, of my pet collection, I've definitely bought a lot of them. But if it's something I feel like I can farm and I'm in the mood to do it, I get really stubborn about it, even if it's like a super cheap pet. The Seed Bloom pets, the ones that drop from the Emerald Dream Seeds, they're like 100 gold each. They're incredibly cheap. But I would not buy them for gold because I wanted them to drop. I wanted them to happen naturally. It's like, if they're that cheap, then surely they must not be that hard to farm, is usually my logic. And then if it's not cheap, and therefore is harder to farm, well, then it's not cheap. We're not made of gold. We are made of gold, but we're not made of gold. I managed to talk myself out of buying pets using one of those two arguments pretty frequently. Okay, we're ready. This is so much nicer than it used to be, though. In its old version, I would have bought them. There was just no way, the way it was before. This is much better. There we go, fresh earth and soul, and a fresh 5-minute cooldown. Our fiery soul should be ready in about 3 minutes. Most fun rare pets I got were the slime pets from Nashitar. So excited to have normal flying for gathering. Yeah. How do you feel now about follower dungeons? Looking forward to them? Too baby for you now. I wouldn't say too baby, but I don't think that they have a big application in my goals. I don't think that I think it's great tech and it's a good addition to the game, but I don't think it's necessarily for me. That might change if there's something I want to farm out of those dungeons and I don't want to have to wait for a group of people. I think there might be applications for it for me in the future, but on launch, it's not something I'm super interested in. See you later, kitty cat. Oh my goodness. I could stand for these cooldowns to be like shorter. I don't even mind waiting for these things to become docile so much because being able to rotate them helps with that a lot. It's this 5-minute cooldown that's killing me. It used to be 15 minutes, so it's better than it was. If we can farm Mog, what I'll be using follower dungeons for. I'm imagining, though, that you'll get the same amount of loot that you would have gotten in a dungeon that had 4 other real people in it. It's not going to be like a legacy dungeon where you get all of the loot. So for Mog farming, for me, I'd almost rather like wait 2 expansions or however long it takes to be able to solo the stuff and then solo it so I can get all of the loot. Yeah, they're normal only. I think people know that. I think there's people that don't do dungeons at all that would do dungeons with this system, so it would open up like a new form of content for them. Oh, we get to open another one in 40 seconds, and I should open it before I get another one because maybe I won't need it. One cat loves to sit with my second cat, but the second cat could not be more indifferent to the whole thing. Me? Never do dungeons, try with followers. Me too, good for quick queues and leveling. But it's normal... Actually, good for quick queues while leveling 60 to 70, right? Because my understanding is it's just going to be the Dragonflight dungeons, like not like, you know, level 20 leveling dungeons. Hoping the new system makes me brave enough to try tanking. Alright, Fiery Soul. Any luck? Third attempt? Nope. I'm glad I have Rarity on, though. You know, setting aside any attempts that I might have done back when I tried it at the top of the expansion, at least, you know, if we don't consider that, I'll have a fairly accurate idea of how many tries I have at these things. 2% drop rate, huh? Sounds like a challenge. Why would anyone play an MMO with other people? People like to play solo, it's true. And some people might just want like a stepping stone. For some people, it might not be that they refuse to do group content because of social anxiety and they never ever want to do anything with another person. It might be that they would like to do group content with other people. The anxiety makes that very, very difficult, and one way of helping to ameliorate that anxiety is to find a baby step, an in-between place where you can kind of expose yourself to a smaller version of it, where you get a chance to see the dungeon, see how it works, see kind of the format of it, so that you have some experience. You're not going in totally blind and in with a bunch of strangers. It's kind of like an intro point. Does this drop have bad luck protection? No. I think most drops don't. The only things that really have bad luck protection in the game, as far as I know, is the new legendary and then quest items. I think most things are just kind of RNG. Droutness pointed out, great for Dungeon Quest 2 if you're a new player. Rarity percentage says 2%. 1 in 50 chance. New legendary is personal loot. Yeah, it goes directly to somebody and it's not tradable. I seen it. Drop for somebody in my raid. Okie dokie, let's get a new fire spirit. I like making my nice little stack of souls over on the side. What are we doing? We are Zap Throttle Soul Inhaling. Might be darkly amusing if they make some of the follower players randomly toxic. Oh. It's been going up with each item. So what the rarity is doing is the rarity is counting my cumulative chance. So if I opened all 4 at once, what is the combined chance for it to have been contained? Your chance is still going to be 2% every one, no matter how many that you do. But if you opened 50 of them, that 2% adds up to not 100. Probability is weird. It's not for anything, the numbers that you see. It's just kind of there to make you feel better and or worse. It's just math for feelings. So like if it said that you had a 60% chance to see it, it doesn't mean that your next time you have a 60% chance to get it. It means that you had a 60% chance to get it by now with all of the stuff that you had, and it basically tells you how unlucky that you've been. Alright, so that's going to be 3 minutes, 37 seconds cooldown. This is openable in about 3 minutes, so I need something to do for 3 minutes. I guess I'll go do the dragon race. I've been talking about it. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year, Britt. I hope it is everything that you dreamed it would be. For the Final Fantasy XIV followers, many of them are programmed... Some of them are programmed with certain traits. Some may stand in AoEs to intentionally take damage. Oh, hilarious, but also, like, kind of useful, you know. You gotta prepare people for real life. Harder for them to police community. Follower dungeons are a nice concession. Happy New Year to everyone for the Czech Republic. Happy New Year. Do people in Canada celebrate New Year's? Oh, certainly. They absolutely do. I'm just not very much fun. I'm not a big going out person, which I think is partly my disposition and partly my age or my demographic. And then partly my lack of a social peer group in my area because of how many times I've moved. I had a weird dream where I was complaining. I was like commiserating about not having any friends. And then the person I was commiserating to was like, well, whose fault is that? And I was like, it's mine. I kept moving. You're right. I'll stop complaining. Not that I was going to go do anything about it, but it's, anyway, yeah, I'm much more of like a stay home kind of person. Okay. What's up, Hazel? Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's! This is my kind of party. Play WoW, collect something, stream. Still year 0 in Canada. Moose doesn't really mind fireworks much. He'll notice them, but they don't seem to terribly concern him. Metro runs all night here. Yeah, there was some kind of promotion about there being, I don't know if in Victoria, but in some communities they were going to have like no bus fare after set amount of hours to try to reduce drinking and driving, which I thought was kind of cool. General trend in the world, have less going out since COVID. I would also be kind of curious. I'm not a good data point because I didn't go out before COVID. have friends that know I'd prefer to raid rather than go to a pub. Oh, time to open our latest Frost Spirit. Could this be the one? Da-da-da-da-da. Nope, that was 4 attempts. Let's go get a new one in about 3 minutes here. Or 3 seconds, rather. That's water pots. Here, let's clear up all this stuff. These ones. This always hurts way more than I think it's gonna. Besides, your Shadow Crash is target capped, so there's actually only so much, so many people that you can smoke with that. It's okay, we didn't die. We're fine. Very lively city. I have also moved myself out of friends local to my residence. What are you working on? I am using the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler to attempt for the Elemental Spirit pets in Dragonflight. I need to full channel this item on these elementals and then kill them within 30 seconds to get a thing, which is fine. But there's a lot of cooldowns involved. There's like a 5-minute cooldown after you successfully get a soul before you can use the thing again. There's a 15-minute cooldown after you get a soul before you can loot it for a chance at the pet. The souls are unique equipped, so I'm kind of like rotating through them. It's a lot of interlacing cooldowns. We're just kind of rotating. So we got another Frosty Soul, and our Earth should be the next to hatch in about 4 minutes, and we can head back and get ready to get another one of those. I might go slay 15 Rustpine Furbolt just to say that I did. I don't know any of those words you just said. Hazel Farm Pet. Hazel Farm. These 4 pets. Use engineering item. Rare chance. Expensive pet. Low drop chance. Get pet. Celebrate. Woo! I don't know why I dropped all of my articles there. Gather you're farming a pet. Yeah, more or less. Thing you can do for learn the Furbolg language. I did that on some character or another. I did the Winterpine Furbolg thing anyways. But can't say I've had very much to say to opposite faction. Like I've never found that would be very useful to me. I've never met a stranger that was Horde and then wanted to talk to them. If anything, I don't know. I mostly just mind my own business. If I do this, I'm gonna get 50 Dragon Isle supplies. I am really grasping for things to kill time with in this zone. Funny that it's not Elf or Troll, that's the international language. It's Furbolg. Would you be able to talk to somebody that had not also done the Furbolg grind, though? Or what? You could taunt and provoke the opposite faction. Emerald Dreamworld boss says something Furbolg when he gets pulled. Are you likely going to buy the elemental pet? It's a great question. It is out of the way. I don't currently have it in my rotation because it's so far from the other 3. If I get 1 or 2 of these ones, that might change. I might start going back and forth. I'm pretty stubborn, so I feel like if I get 3 of 4, I am not going to want to pony up the gold to get the 4th one. I'm going to want to make it drop. But by then I'll probably have a better understanding of how much actual time it takes to get these. How do you get the Grange quest on Horde? Iron Forge. There's a cart that's kind of in front of the inn-ish. And that reminds me, I haven't done that today. Although, if I wanted to do it, I probably would. I guess I could log over and do that while I'm waiting for some of these cooldowns. But yeah, it's not right next to the tree. I was lost looking for it for a minute, too. Oh, you know what I could check for? In between stuff is, Breeze Biter. Isn't he somewhere in this general area? That's Grumble Trunk. Where does Breeze Biter spawn, actually? Hey, ow, excuse me. Are you not dead yet? Breeze Biter's kind of far, but, like, at least it's in the same zone. Earhilt, 10 mod, cool mod. Oh, there's Breeze Biter. Spawns in the cave, flies around the area in a big circle. Chance it rains, liberating slime. It's so far. It's on the far opposite side of the zone. How often do you start an alt and give up on it before level 20? Wanting a new one? Can't seem to find the right one. Sometimes. Oh, we can loot our new earth insult. Da, 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 da. No luck. Gotta go get another one. That was our third attempt at that. I want playable Tuskar. Hello there. Hello, Mr. Sonic Gen. Happy New Year. What do you guys want out of 2024? What's on your wish list? Not resolutions, not things that you want to do. What do you think? What things do you want the world to do for you? What are you looking forward to? Not explode. 2025. Yeah, if we can make it through the next one, that would be good. Now to figure out the Horde portal room. It's dark times. They've got stairs that you actually have to use. Goodness. Second for not explode. Yeah. Our temperatures finally dropped from 11 degrees, which was weirdly warm, to 6. So it actually feels like winter again for a minute. Oy. Not have my shower leak again. I want the universe to give me the job I've been trying to get for 9 months. I want that too. Hoping all the content patches before War Within are awesome. No apocalypse. Lower prices of everything. I can get behind no apocalypse. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Lord of the world. There's an ambition. I want... I want my puppy to continue growing into a healthy and polite member of canine human society. And happy, of course. Happy's important. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year. Took him 2 months to replace the apartment's shower tub, fix the walls. Oh no. Work hard, smart, get promotion, afford to travel more. Nice. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year. What if, in my weird imaginary non-existent job structure in which my cat is the CEO, I give myself a promotion? Maybe I need to earn myself a promotion. I need to do an annual performance review. And then lay out a delightful... I did 14 of 15 Fribbles. You gotta be kidding me. Lay out some delightful performance benchmarks that we can meet in order to qualify for a Hazel company promotion, because otherwise the cat's just not going to let us advance in this organization. Yeah, the performance review. Now what's next? Fire? Yeah, 2 minutes on fire. I guess I'll get one more Fribble next time I'm in the area. Kira may be tough on the review. I think she would be a hard boss to impress. Hello, Hazel. Hello. How are you? Interesting year with the U.S. election. Sayonara, thank you for the 25-month resub. So, got out of bed. Bed was too warm and comfy for its own good. It's like double hard in the wintertime. Especially if there's like kitties. Cozy pillow. Dreams that you're not quite finished with yet. Alright, 33 seconds. We get to find out. Is this Fiery Soul the one? How was your Christmas? It was lovely. It was very quiet. Ended up staying home. Didn't see too many people, but had a lovely day with my partner and dog and cat. What did Moose and Kira get for Christmas? Toys and treats. Toys and treats. Treats went down well. Toys got immediately murdered. I need to find some really tough toys. The trouble is, my dog likes to chew toys that he can destroy, and if he's not destroying it, he's not having fun. He like gets frustrated and starts crying if he can't kill it. But once he kills it, he can't keep it because it's dangerous at that point because there's pieces he could eat. Any luck? I need to get him like a Lego set that he can just like take apart and put back together. Poison, not toys. Definitely toys, not poison. Poison to be avoided. Also, I stayed home. I didn't end up traveling or visiting anybody, so they got me for Christmas. Stayed home and cuddled. Got a professional mic. Oh, nice. Dungeon Master's Cookbook. Chocolate something. Sampler, probably. Not a stapler. Cat slippers and a wearable fleece blanket. That's a good haul. Is that a pet in your bottom middle bag? Bottom middle bag. This? That's my smoldering seedling trinket. Love those Gorilla Chew toys. Coffee wood, they can eat it. I don't want him to crack any teeth. Apparently his teeth are more delicate because he's really young. I want to make sure that anything is... What's the rule? It needs to be soft enough for you to be able to indent it with a nail. But I haven't tried coffee wood. Oh, the right trinket. That one is a mirror fractured tomorrow's. I got it out of my vault, and it's, like, really good for Shadow. But I don't play Shadow, but, like, it's really good, so I kind of had to take it. Dragon looks awesome. Oh, I thank it. What are my other dragons on this character? Well, there's another thing we can do. I made her Algarian Stormrider purple, and very Raven-like, corvid beak, and then not a whole lot of armor, very light armor. My Grotto Netherwing, I'm sure, has just random options on it. Yeah, just, like, a lot of horns and some tattoos. Looks kind of vaguely Tron-esque. Okay, let's get a new fiery spirit, and then I'll continue my mount tour because we'll have 5 minutes to kill after that. Alright, I need another fire one. Hello. Excuse me. Found a Chewfinity toy. Put treats inside the pineapple. Stays interesting because of the treats. Looks like a pineapple. That's a good idea. I wanted to look for treats that he can, or toys that he can kind of take apart, but then can be put back together, like puzzles where you're getting a thing out of a thing. Because he likes those a lot. I just need to make sure he can't kill it and start eating the parts. He's got very strong grinding power. Oh, you know of Tron? I watched a trailer for original Tron because I was just like scrolling aimlessly through Disney Plus, watching trailers and not picking anything to watch. And the trailer was so funny. That, like the old one, that is a true achievement of cinematic technology. Rolling up kibble in a little towel. That's his appetizer. That's how he gets his hors d'oeuvres before his main. He eats his main meals out of puzzle feeders, but if he's getting a big scoop, he gets some in a towel first. He's getting too good at it though. He's getting very fast. Enjoyed OG Tron, watched it before the new one came out. Today, cozy extended New Year's Eve special stream. I didn't have any plans to stream terribly long. I was going to stream for basically my normal time slot. But we got another hour and 20 minutes of me. What are we doing anyway? We're going to loot the Frost one in another 3 minutes. So we can go finish that world quest, I suppose. Midnight somewhere. Midnight drop for you. 12/31/2020. I can't believe Midnight dropped for me 3 years ago already. That's silly. Like, I believe it because I remember being, like, multiple apartments ago. But, many moves ago. But still, crazy that was that long ago. Yeah, I was still in the US. I moved out of my old place in 2021. And then at the end of 2021, I moved across the border back here. I spent 9 months, 8 months in that last place in Oregon. There we go. 3 minutes. I mean, I could go do a cataloger's raft. I'm just absent-mindedly cleaning up all kinds of treasures and world quests and stuff just to kill some time here. Thought that was like a year and a half ago. Time isn't real. I've had short hair for a whole year. Which is bizarre to me that I cut this at the beginning of last year. Look how far you've come. Excuse me while I suck your solid. Hope you don't mind. What are your thoughts on the Shadow Priest nerf? I can't say I followed it. I pretty much never notice balance changes unless I log in and they've moved my talent points around and I have to spend them again. And then I go, I hate change. But then I just fix it. I find that I'm a much happier person if I don't know what's been buffed and nerfed and how well I'm supposed to do, and then I can just kind of get down to doing however well I'm going to do. Because I'm never going to, like, re-roll over a buffer and earth, so I'm usually better off just not knowing. Sometimes you're supposed to respec over them, and sometimes I find out about that kind of late. This is another minute and 38. Yeah, we can head back down to the water spirit area. This will be lootable in 30 seconds. Almost dangerous straighteners again soon. Were you here when I said yesterday? In 2024, I'm getting into wigs, I've decided. Unless I try wearing them and I just hate it and then I go back to this. But I want lots of wigs. I want different wigs. I want exclusively colored wigs. None of these natural colors. That's silly. That's not me. And I want to have fun and change it up. Besides, I can just wear them for stream and then take them off for the rest of my life. Got a new haircut. Had the top part pulled up, the rest buzzed. Rest of the hair left dye royal purple. Oh, that sounds cool. New wig for every stream. What if we have like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday wig? We just like rotate through them. Returning to the classic Hazel branding of you never know what the hair is going to look like for very long. I like change. Wednesday wigs. On Wednesday, we wear wigs. Gonna get food. Good to see you again, Hazel. Have some good food. Can't wait to see green pigtails like Crinkle. What if you love them? You could have wigs for moose walking. I doubt that. Not to sound too full of myself, but I'm in kind of a phase of my life where I don't really care what I look like. I enjoy being clean. I enjoy being clean, but I kind of couldn't care less about what people think about me, as evidenced by the garbage clothes that I wear when I'm actually walking my dog. So it's more just, you know, streaming is working. It's a visual platform. Maybe do something fun, but like for the rest of it, yeah. I would much rather have super short hair and just be comfy. Hear me out. A green wig, but green screen fun effects on it. At least your shirts don't have too many holes. No, the pants have holes because those were what it was at puppy height. The places where my pants are ripped are all exclusively the height that Moose was when he made each individual hole in my pants. He doesn't bite my clothes anymore. Mostly. If he's in a very specific mood and I'm wearing a really tempting piece of clothing, he'll be like, yeah, okay, give me that. But for the most part, he doesn't bite them anymore. Any luck with the water spirit? Nope. Sure not. Let's go get another one. What type of wigs? Fun ones. Not too expensive to begin with. I'm not trying to spend like $500 on a wig. But, you know, colors, styles. Probably nothing crazy long either, because I feel like that's going to be harder to maintain, and I'm new to wigs, so I'm not going to have a lot of good know-how on how to properly, like, clean and maintain and style them and stuff like that, so I'm probably going to start it pretty basic. I have some holes because my cats used to love climbing on people. Holes in shirts. What add-ons do I use for farming? Rarity is important. Hang on, I need to make sure I kill those in time. Rarity, all the things are the two big ones, I think. Can I Mog It is nice for seeing whether or not I need to learn a piece of transmog that's in my bags. A lot of things that I use for farming are actually third-party websites that I check to kind of check on my progress. I check Simple Armory whenever I'm looking for something new to farm. And I will check Data for Azeroth occasionally to kind of take a look at my score too. Do you wish you'd kept your hair? when you cut it short, had it made into a wig. Absolutely not. My natural hair texture is useless. It is really high maintenance. It's no good for that at all. It was not suitable for anything. What if you wear one specific wig, your viewership quadruples? I mean, if I discover like the golden goose of wigs where people just like throw money at me while I'm wearing it, then sure. I like money. I shall buy a castle to reside in with my cats while wearing my magic wig, but yeah, I don't plan on I don't currently plan on running A/B testing to quantify the amount of profitability of each look, because I get really uncomfortable whenever I think about myself being the product, even though it's arguably true just in like a visual and hypothetical sense, but like it grosses me out. So we try not to worry about that too much. Wig focus groups. But like I said, I have ethics and morals and personal integrity up until the point where I can buy a castle, and then it's all over. Never use me as any kind of a moral standpoint, because I will let you down every time. I am just a person. I am just as greedy as anybody else. Happy New Year's, Hazel. Past midnight in Taiwan. Happy New Year. Wig spreadsheet incoming. Yeah. I am not doing very well at this photographing thing. Oh, there's the guy. There we go. That one's... I kind of thought that shot was worth more percentage. Does building a castle entail moving out of Victoria, buying the only castle in Victoria, or building your own castle? I think castle is kind of a hypothetical world. I don't think I would actually like a real castle. All that stone, very drafty. I'm looking for something. My perfect ideal castle would be like 1,500 feet of new build, like properly weatherproofed home with a heat pump, like a good heat pump and solar panels and maybe a windmill. I think that's my version of a castle, is something that is efficient to heat and can be like cozy. I'm in a Minecraft castle. I mean, I would take some WoW player housing if it was available. It wouldn't keep me warm at night, but it would make me feel better during the daytime. Oh, time to loot our earth and soul. Nope. Well, time to head back and look into getting another one. We've got 2 minutes until we can use our thing again. Windmill! I feel like I would have my windmill and I would be all pleased with myself because of how windy it is here. And then I would see a seagull and I would be like, that's my favorite seagull! And it would fly into the windmill and it would be like violent. And then I would be like, oh. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of wildlife violence entailed in many different kinds of power generation, but as long as I'm on the grid, I don't have to see it. Windmills don't move that fast, though. I don't know, it's pretty windy. Off-grid solar is amazing. A lot of people here just have supplementary solar panels. They're on the grid, but they'll have as many solar panels as they can kind of fit on their roof or in their yard, and I'm assuming they just have backup power that way. What if we have an ornamental windmill? I would make do with a weather vane. It wouldn't generate any power, but I would feel like I lived in somewhere very cute. It needs to have a rooster on it. PGE? Powered by Oregon. Raising rates by 20%. People are so mad. Yeah. Grid tide's the best of both, but some people do not have that option. Fair. Absolutely fair. Hi. One nice thing about living in itty-bitty places is they don't take as much energy to heat if you're doing it carefully. Not that I do things perfectly carefully, but it's a bigger margin of error. There's a lot of pros and cons and gives and takes about different forms of housing, but I'm just trying to remember that all of them have some kind of upside. So no matter where you end up living, there is a bright side, and it's usually something in the form of a roof. We like roofs. We like it even better when they keep the rain out. Made Oreo cookie balls for New Year's Eve, and they turned out so well, so yummy. Oh, that sounds so delicious. Teach Moose to run in the wheel, hook it up to a power generator. What would be the best way to do that? Probably like a carrot on a stick. Like a literal carrot on a stick. The dude loves carrots. The dog likes carrots. Oh dear. Alright, I'm ready to get another thingy. Where is my guy? Here he is. When the roof doesn't stop leaking, you start to like roofs less. Probably. But probably still better than having no roof. There's a lot of people in the city that are making do outdoors, and it's not nice, especially when the weather's not good, but it's not nice any time of year. Alright. Keep my place at a comfy 3 or 4 Celsius in the winter? 3 or 4 Celsius? $13 or $14 I would understand, although I would still be far too cold to visit. 3 or 4? I feel like that's causing like property damage at that point. That's very cold. Gift card daughter, thank you for the 36-month resub. My parents' dog used to love carrots. Anytime the fridge was open, she was right there begging for one. Plans for New Year's Eve? Am I the only one enjoying the fireworks at Stormwind by myself? I'm not going anywhere. My plan is to kind of have a normal day and go to bed whenever I get tired. I'm going to get into my cozy jammies. I might take like a bath. I'd say a bubble bath, but like then you have to like buy bubbles and I'm cheap if nothing else. And yeah, bath, cozy jammies, bedtime. Nice book. Stories. What am I waiting for? I'm waiting for my fire elemental, which is going, or my fire soul, which is going to be openable in about a minute here. That's what we're doing. Happy New Year. See you next year. See you next year. Dated someone that kept her place at 16, was not a fan. 16 is freezing. 16 is so cold. It gets to 19 here in the morning after I've had the heat off all night, and I'm like, I must change this. I ache. If it becomes 1 degree colder, my bones shall begin to creak, and I shall descend into a pile of dust in the floorboards. Keep my place around 13. Yeah, not for me. Not for my body anyway. I like it warm. I get very, very cold if it's not super warm. And I do things like sweaters and, you know, like hot water bottles and stuff like that. Heating pads before the cat made her claim for it. Normal house temp, let it go down to 16 at night, or I get ill because of sinuses. Yeah, I learned growing up to make sure that you're not running heat when you don't need it. So if nobody's home or if it's nighttime, to allow the place to get colder. Although I now keep at least some rooms warmer because my kitty cat is always home. And she gets cold if it's too cold. And Miss Kira is a princess and deserves to be warm and cozy, even if there's nobody around to snuggle. Frost mages, your mortal enemy. Do you know what toy turns yourself into stone? Not offhand. It's got to be something. Love my fireplace. Keep ambient temp lower than normal. 21 to 22. Still have a sweater on. Thank you. I wanted to say that like my favorite degree to keep it in here in the wintertime is like 21. Maybe 21 and a half. 22 is good. 23 is too much. 23 is when you turn it off because it's gone too far. But like, and I will have that and then also wear layers and sweaters and stuff. So I'm glad it's not just me. But yeah, it is expensive to heat places, especially if they're big. That's one nice thing about the place being so small. And also, I swear the dog, like, I know it's not an energy efficient way to heat a place, but I swear my puppy puts off like a noticeable amount of heat. All right, we have 1 minute and 19 seconds until we can use this thing again. Oh, we can open our fiery soul though. Nope, no blaze spirit. But another minute we can get another fiery soul. We are 6 minutes away from the frosty one being openable. At least Rarity is keeping track of my efforts, so I feel like I'm Catguard just hangs out here, huh? You know, even if I'm not getting the thing, I'm not wasting my time. I'm building up my attempt counters, so I feel extra, I don't know, martyred when it takes a long time, I suppose. BTU, British Terrier units. 20 in the guinea pig room. They need to be comfy. What else do you do to kill time in these zones? I guess I've got a few more world quests we can do. We did the cataloging thing. What if this is finally my day to go do the Cobalt Assembly rep grind? I never did it. Oh, there's a pet battle over there. I could get 17 pet charms and I get to keep. Go check Breeze better. Yeah, I guess so. It's just so far, but yeah, it's worth it. It's probably worth a look. I think I've killed Breeze Spider like one time purely by accident. I'm pretty sure is how that went. Time's it. Oh, it's almost 11 already. For a fairly dull grind, this has been pretty fun. It's been sailing time right by. Also, I got a lot of grays I can sell. Past 2,300 Mythic Plus. Very nice. Congratulations. Alright, there's a new Fire Soul. We have 4 minutes until we can open the Frost one, and 5 minutes till we can do anything about it. So, yeah, let's go take a look at Breeze Spider. Why not? Zarelite Caverns thing you never got. There were 2 Zarelite Caverns pets I didn't get that dropped from the rares. Oh, there was a mount. It was Karakta. I never got Karakta. And I'm not happy about it. Push Breeze Spider farm to next expansion on Dead RP realm file. Yeah, that's fair. I should at the very least like learn for myself where it tends to be. Spawns in the cave, flies around the area. So what is the flight path then? 2024 is the year I achieve world dominance, if it can be achieved for my coach. Does that mean you're gonna get like a PC game version of Risk? It's the one, you could try that. Karakta is so far though. Also, I feel like on Saturday he doesn't spawn. I feel like he spawns in the first half of the week. Slash tar brie macro? Yeah, okay. Let's edit this one. I like having just kind of an all-purpose target macro. It's not very fancy, but it gets the job done. Spam it while flying around. What is your mount count? There. Apparently 841 total and then 767 usable on this particular character, but I don't know how many anybody else has. I don't have, I'm not like a super hardcore mount collector, but I've just kind of been around for a while. I feel like I'm collecting mounts by virtue of just continuing to play this game. Remember the Seinfeld episode about Risk? Not wildly so. So would it not spawn in a map? Also, I know that it's a cave and that he leaves the cave, but I kind of want to like look in the cave. Is there a cave entrance? Cave is up that ramp. This ramp? He spawns in front of the cave. Does a small flying circle. I was right on top of it. Oh, good. Fair, my account's only about 6 months old. About 20 months. Not bad for 6 months. I can do the pet battle now that I've come all the way over here. See if we have a team for Enoch the Stinky. 17 pet charms we get to keep. Very short path? Okay. So I'm assuming I would have hit it with my target macro by now. Do I have team? Pet journal rematch? Enoch? Oh man, no script? Fine, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Don't let me fool you. Those are all vendor mounts. See you later, Mr. Sonic Gen. What do you mean Breeze Spider's just not automatically up the first time I look and that I'm not going to automatically get them out the first time that I try? What's the point of that? This kind of looks like he's got blood dripping from his mouth. What is it? It's like a whisker thingy? It looks a bit inflamed. I think maybe his piercing's infected. Did I Black Claw already? I did Black Claw already. Happy New Year. Wishing you everything great and positive. Keep doing you, my favorite WoW streamer. Aw, shucks. Thanks. Happy New Year to you. Oh, hey, that strat works. 17 polished pit charms we get to keep, and we can loot our Frosty Soul. Any luck? Nope. Not that time. Goodness. We only got 30 seconds. We can get another one and have that start cooling down. I think I'm going to not fly over that mountain. We're just going to head straight around it. Not worry so much about the elevation. I know we're farming them at sea level anyway. Oh yeah, I was gonna see what the rest of my dragon riding mounts were customized like in this character. I think I just randomized a bunch of them. The Leather Drake looks pretty cool. That's in the Infinite Dragonflight skin. And then that's a mess. That's just the Sarkareth skin. I shouldn't say just the Sarkareth skin. It's pretty cool. That's the Halloween saddle. Yeah. Oh, I suppose I can try after I get this Frost Spirit. I suppose I can log over and try one try. Because Wintervale's almost over, right? Like, you have until the 2nd. Good reminder to loot your Under the Tree present if you haven't done that already. There were 2 toys. There's some kind of a Winter Socks toy. Wintervale socks, and then the other one was the Dragon Race rings. I forget the name of it, but you can, like, kind of make a DIY Dragon Race. I haven't used either of the toys, but, you know, you want to collect them still. Add on to see all that info in your Mount Journal? That is Mount Journal Enhanced. Mount Journal Enhanced. Let me up. I really thought this was higher up than it was. Yeah, there we go. There's Clothmong this rare could drop that I don't have. Will you complete all the Dragon Race challenges? Unlikely. If I got talked into it by something, if I decided there was something that it gives you that I really wanted, but I did enough to get the pet. There was like a bronze dragon pet that I wanted, so I did enough Dragon Races to get that. And then I did enough of the Kalimdor Cup to get the Transmog. But achievements for their own sake don't do a whole lot of good for me, and I don't usually collect all titles. Ooh, Dragon Shard of Knowledge. I don't usually collect all the titles. There's a toy. Yeah, I don't usually collect all the toys either. I have a decent amount of toys. I have 686, but that's mostly just because they come from stuff that, like, I'll be farming something else that will then give them. Pull this off to the side for once in my life. Dragon riding achievements are difficult. Yeah. I don't mind dragon riding, but I like it when it's easy. I don't really have any desire to do it when it's hard. I don't aspire to the prestige and fame of fortune of being like a really good dragon rider. I aspire to the prestige of having one more battle pet. And then another one. And then another one. Enjoying the farm? Yeah, I am, actually. It's much better than it used to be. I haven't gotten anything yet, but that's just adding to my street cred. You know, if I get everything right away, then it's not gonna be as impressive that I have everything, you know. You gotta put in some work, otherwise it's just gonna be like, you know, streamer luck this and and streamer luck that. Alright, I was going to take... Well, actually, I'm going to take a break, I think. I'm going to take a 5-minute break from... Or not 5 minutes, but I'm going to take an AFK from stream real quick, and then we'll find a window at some point to try for that dragon riding skin, the holiday one. BRB. Oh dear. Is that what happened to me? Oh my word. Yeah, he gave the final blow. How long did it take? How gruesome was it? Brings back memories of Fell Reavers in BC. Not pleased with the no in the path. 5 seconds after you left. Oh dear. Serves me right for AFKing on the ground. It gives me back flying mounts, and I clearly do not take advantage of the privilege. Alright. Now they're farming me for pets. Just imagining him taking my gnome by a leg and just shaking her, being like, what do you got? Alright, we can open our Earth and Soul. Nope, no Dust Spirit. Let's go get another one. Try again. Imagine you're on a hike, someone's just sitting in the middle of the trail blocking it. What are we farming today? Pets. I'm looking for the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler pets. There are 4 of them. I don't have any of them. That's what the Dust Spirit's for. It's a pet. I want it. I'm gonna name it Dusty because I'm original. I am heading up. Hazel, do you ever stay a while and listen? Not so much. Very infrequently. Usually by the time they finish saying listen, I'm already gone. I'm already gone and I've changed my mind twice about what it is that I left to do. Still need to do the ticket grind to get the fez-wearing Darkmoon monkey pet for my hunter. Okay. Banana hoarder pet loadout. Yeah, the Fell Reaver sound effects were like genuinely frightening. Oh, we can loot our fiery soul too. Nope, no Blaze Spirit either, so we need a new elemental one. And then 5 minutes and then a new fire one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fear him, use my soul inhaler. Should keep an eye on my soul cage stash. We've used 18 of these already. And then we've got 30 seconds to make it dead. Living in the West Coast, when someone says, take a hike. Like, yeah, it's a lovely idea. I will. There, and then in the 5 minutes before I can get a fire spirit, I'm going to log on to a horde character and maybe try the stolen present daily, see if I can one off the holiday dragon riding armor thing. Try to do a good 5 miles every night. I would like to hike more often. I just don't like driving through so much city to get to my hikes. They're not far, but like it's fairly busy, and they're doing a lot of construction on a lot of the roads too. So you can never quite know what to expect from your drive, and it's a bit much for me. What was I doing? I was gonna do it on this character, and that's right. Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's! But Lucy loves hiking. I'm a big fan of trails. Did the green change a character I'm leveling? Flew all the way there in an alliance character, realized I needed to fly all the way back and turn off Groby time. Oh no. Yeah, I feel like the dream would be to live within walking distance of like good hiking trails, but it's also not that realistic. I feel like most people probably need to drive at least a little while. Nice hike if I walk like 5 minutes. Oh, I'm so jealous! I don't think I would mind a short drive if there wasn't a ton of traffic, but having to be like, well, am I going to be leaving during rush hour? Or like having to try to figure out, thinking about traffic is usually enough to make me think, well, maybe I'll just go for a non-hike, regular walk, just like around town. There's foot traffic, but different thing. All right, we're going to Orgrimmar to go pick up the quest. That's right. What do you think about healing in keys this season? I think it's excellent fun. I've done, I did all 20s on a Holy Priest, and I started healing keys in a Resto Druid too before I got distracted by farming. I am not Alliance. I have to go this way. We are going to Orgrimmar. Midnight doesn't fly. Might be one of the last days I do this daily. I don't imagine I'm gonna log on tomorrow. And the holiday's like almost over. What is it you love about Holly? It's comfy. I have a lot of fond feelings of it from having spent a lot of time on it. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the gold and the glitter. And I like the reactive healing nature. I like that, yeah, you want to make sure you have your right cooldowns for your right damage windows. And you want to, it's nice to have some things available when you know you're going into known damage points. But it's also nice to just have buttons available for emergencies. And Holy is pretty easy to play, I think. So you can spend more of your effort on other things. Hazel, you have a year in review special? What do you mean? I don't think I did much this year. I think the year in review would be pretty short. Ah, yes. The icy mountains where the Grange lives. I did get a dog, that's true. He got so big so fast. When we brought him home, he was like this big. And now he's like this big. And it's all floppy. Big wiggle shark. It would have been a very different year without getting a dog. It really took over like a lot of time in the second half of the year. And he's a pretty easy puppy too. Like I think that by puppy standards, he's kind of an angel, but it's still just like so much time. And just continued. It's apparently dogs don't like just like learn how to be dogs overnight. It's like a thing you got to work on every day. I mean, they know how to be dogs, but if you want them to be like polite dogs by people's standards, then that's a whole different ballgame. I love him. Just looking for my kitty cat. She's left. Oh, there's the Grinch. That's nice. Maybe this will be the one. It's kind of my last chance because I can't be bothered to run it any more times than once. I suppose I could take my other Horde characters out and do this. There's nothing stopping me from doing that. I don't know. I don't think I will. Get our treats. Where does the Grinch spawn? Right here in Hillsbrad Foothills. Once you have the quest, there's a marker on your map. Parents came to stay for Christmas and we learned the hard way there are some gaps in my dog's politeness. Yeah, it's tough for them to learn things that they've not really been exposed to much. So every time there's like something that doesn't happen very often, sometimes you have to just kind of accept that it's not going to be a strong point and just figure out what you can do to like mitigate it in the meantime. I'm saying that as though I don't know anything. I haven't really had a whole lot of unusual circumstances. Moosey does pretty good with visitors, but his one thing is that when people come over, he will not sleep. Like, he won't settle down. It's just too exciting. It's too interesting. So even if he's, like, due for a nap, he will continue. I'm not Alliance. I gotta go in the other one. He'll continue to, like, stay up and romp and play and just be engaged until they leave, which sometimes makes him very cranky by the time that it's actually time for him. Like, he's actually able to fall asleep. Got the thing for the Greech? It only works with one specific dragon? Yeah. That's true. Came here with war mode on earlier. Did not go well. Next holidays and love is in the air. That is true. That is true. Not for a while, though. You got a month. Next holiday is Lunar Festival, right? I mean, I know there's no mound, but I guess Lunar Festival actually overlaps love is in the air, like, by a lot. I'm technically correct, by only by 2 days. Alright. Any luck? No. Yeah, well. Can't remember what the Lunar Festival entails. Elders around the world. You go visit the elders, you get the coins. They send you a bunch of mail that clogs up your bags because it's like the envelopes. Then you open the envelope and it's like a firework or like a stone and then like the coin. Yeah. That's where we get the flower crowns from. Aw, thanks, Piff Panda. That's really sweet. Still waiting for something for the Slither Drake. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have anything special, does it? Slither Drake has like the new Glad skins, I think. I think there's like Gladiator Slither Drakes this season. Or recently or something, but that doesn't help most people. So we can loot our Frosty Soul. And we can probably go get a Fiery Soul. Our Earthen Soul still is 7 minutes, so we're not trying to fight that one. Ah, yes, me, a gnome PvPer. I would never presume to assume. People get into things. People have hobby phases. Come on. Yeah, let's get another fire one. Used to think the elders were nonsense, but then I became an elder. Alrighty, and then we're gonna need another frost one, but in another 5 minutes. What can we do for 5 minutes? Expedition Scout Pack. That's my year. Better make big plans. Does that mean that our next Lunar New Year, or yeah, mount, like the shop mount, would be a dragon? Because I feel like that's almost not very exciting, despite dragons being cool, because we have like a bajillion dragons. I mean, I'm sure they would make it like an extra special cool dragon and not just like a normal dragon. But, you know, like when we got a rabbit, that was sick because we like don't have rabbit mounts, you know? Yeah, the water rabbit is a favorite of one of my guildies. Watery dragon would be neat. Don't they have a watery dragon? More of a Chinese style dragon. More Chinese style than cloud serpents? Like more like the costume toy where we're in the thing. Cause we had dragons in MoP, you know, like we kind of did that. Like the costume toy more, yeah. Lunar New Year elements all have elements. Lunar New Year animals all have elements associated with them. What's the element associated with the fire one then? Is it not water? Cloud serpent wearing the costume. There you go. I don't know much about the Chinese signs. Kid, you got spooked? Wanted to go in the garden? Oh, that's no fun. Wood dragon, interesting. I was gonna say, is this a wood dragon? But I was like, no, that's a fox noodle. This is Mount Journal Enhanced. It won't be able to retroactively get the dates for anything that doesn't have an achievement or feat of strength tied to it. But it's a great add-on. I like it a lot. So we have minutes, multiple minutes. Well, minute and a half until I can use the thing again. I suppose we can probably Druid Wood Dragon form. 2025 is Wood Snake. Oh. Could be like the Coltiran Druid forms. Okay, Wooden Dragon would be sick. Kind of glad to see Stick to Retail. I always come back to it at some point. I had a lot of fun with Hardcore Classic, actually. That was the longest I'd ever spent on a non-retail WoW. Well, non-modern WoW. But I always come back. I like to collect things too much. There's always more things to collect. Am I gonna play the Earthen? I'll probably make one, right? I feel like we have to make one. I won't lie to you. I'm not wildly excited for them. They seem fine. They're just not really, like, up my alley. Abandoned Tuskar supplies. But maybe it's because they already made the perfect race for me with gnomes, so... Nothing else matters. The Warlock never died. She's on level 40. She's got her mount. She's basically retired. I like to think that she just hangs out in the stables feeding her Dreadsteed, you know, fell apples or something, and lives happily ever after. She's not 60, mind you. But I think she's leveled about as far as she's liable to. When do we get undead gnomes? Don't think a lot of people were hyped about the Earthen. I don't want to diminish it, because I know some people were. And I imagine those people might feel a little put out by the general response to them, because it would be no fun to see Blizzard announce something and you're like, this is the coolest thing ever, and then everybody else is like, stinky. I think they're fine. They're just for somebody that's not me. Green fire apples, chilling with her imp, having some tea. I feel like Hellgrave is probably like moved past combat and taken on a more political role in the city. I'm pretty sure I left them in Ratchet, so they would be hanging out with goblins. Alright, one brand new Frost Soul, and we're just allowed to open our Earthen one. Nope. No Dust Spirit. Not that time. I think I'm gonna, in the meantime, actually pop back to Valdrakken and see if I can commission a nice BB fist. See if there's any jewel crafters on Lightbringer that have that toy recipe. Felt about Coltirans. I love them, but people have capital F feelings about them. I love Coltirans too. I like my male Coltiran a lot. I think it's one of the only races where I prefer the male model. Maybe Blood Elves as well. Blood Elves and Void Elves. Alright, so what kind of things would I need for one of these? Track recipe. So I'm going to make sure I get everything else, so all the crafter has to do is press a button. Etc, etc. Oh, you can just buy the BB Fist for 5k. But it looks like the mats would be much less than that. So let's see. We can buy one of these. Or not 5k, 50k. And then glossy stone. I'm assuming it doesn't have to be of any particular quality. Although the gold stuff is pretty cheap. And then the silk and gem dust. Sure. A couple thousand. And then Nozdorite. I don't know why I'm buying the good stuff because it's not that much different in price than the rest of it, I suppose. And then maybe all recipes, public work order, commission 5k? 48 hours. Thank you very much. Post order. And then I'm gonna / join trade. And then / leave trade. And then we return to our grind and see if it gets filled. Element stays for 2 years. Yang and yin, then moves to the next one. Takes a full 80 years for the combination of element and sign to sync up again. So I could look up what, not only what sign I was born in, but also what element it is. Not that it would change anything, but just kind of fun things to know. Yeah, alright. I'm game. I know I was born near the monkey, but... Googling my birthday. Water monkey. Oh. 92 was water as well. I was born as a water pig. I am Metal Horse. Metal Horse is sick. Fire bunny for me, apparently. There's never a shortage of horoscopes to look up. I remember back in the day the magazines used to just be like, you are this sign. You will have great dates this week. Or you are this sign. Break up with your husband. But like, nowadays there's like, well, there's your rising sign and then there's your other one. And it's, I don't really follow them closely, but they're fun to read when you're bored. And yeah, I no longer understand them. Earth snake. Water monkey, water sign. Very wet stars. Wet stars, lots of rain. 3 mounts away from getting Lord of the Rains? Nice. I need another, Earth Spirit is what I'm gonna need next. Fire Tiger did a play about Lunar New Year in kindergarten, and I got to dress up like a flaming tiger. That's a good one. I would have been very despondent as a wet monkey if one of my classmates got to dress up as a flaming tiger and I had to be a damp simian. Got the Blaze Spirit, inspired me to grab one of each jelly. Nice! Congratulations! I am 98% happy for you and only 2% jealous. That's awesome. Oh, where is it? There he is. It was not my first turn. Alright. 99-1 then. Should have left myself more wiggle room. So we've got 4 minutes before our Fire Soul is lootable. I don't think I'm gonna commit to making a Mechanome Mistweaver monk, but I want to play with the thing just while I wait for 5 minutes. I love grinding out 1,000 points in Trading Post on the last day. Probably faster than grinding it out on the first day with the... I've never done the final surge activities, but I'm curious about them. I like grinding out 1,000 points of Trading Post on the first day. Or my first stream day, I suppose. I might do it on Wednesday. Alright, so not that I'm gonna do it, but if I was gonna do it... It's all about the hair, right? And maximum mechanomeness, because like I'm not trying to be a mechanome and not be very much a cyborg. Give in to the cheat. People just say that Mistweaver's really fun. Is more or less what, I guess your face doesn't matter that much when you're mostly parts. It's all about the pinchy pinchies. It's all about the rusted pinchy pinchies. It's really fun, but because it's melee, do not think you'll like it. Yeah, I think you might be right. I like the little ponytail holders or pigtail holders with the gears. I think that's cute. Kind of like the dirty blonde, although the brown's very, I don't know, authentic to me. Although I guess nothing else about it is. That's like my natural hair color. I do have a shaman. I have a orc shaman named Honeyplum. We don't know why. Eye color doesn't matter. Eyesight doesn't matter. Basically just picking a hairstyle. I love it. It's got to be either the pigtails or the big ponytail. My regular gnome uses a ponytail, but it's not. It doesn't have a big thing on the top. Yeah, I think that's kind of cute. The bangs are cute though too. This is more me. All right, they're never gonna let me get away with this, but no, they won't. Yes, they will! Done. I love this eye thing that like does the little I can just hear the sounds already. Alright. I don't know if that was 5 minutes, but that should have done something. Name her Bolt Thrower. You're not mostly robot. I suppose you can't prove that I am or am not. If I was a robot, I would be a very good robot. Well, I would be a very convincing robot. I don't know about good. I feel like if I was to be a good robot, I might function better than I do now. So we have a docile fiery soul we can open, and in 1 minute we can get another one. No, no blue spirit. That didn't even take 5 minutes. So impressed. I've never created a character that fast. Might be a warrior. I think that a mechanome is going to look really great with the monk animations. I'm looking forward to that. Loaf82, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. You knew what you wanted. Toy you can put down to repair? Toys? Jeeves? Is Jeeves a toy? I don't know if Jeeves is a toy or not. Oh, I got mail. I think somebody must have filled my work order. Yeah, there's mounts, but if you can't mount up, I think you might be out of luck. People put down anvils as well, but these are like consumable items. I don't think they're toys. Loading screen is X-Pack very fierce, like they're all moths. Alrighty. There's a new Encaged Soul. So our water one is the next one that's going to be up. I got 5 minutes. I might just fly down to the water and then, Not that I'm going to start playing the Mace Retriever, but, you know, we could poke around and set up. Just disable add-ons that she doesn't need, that kind of thing. Look into maybe maybe mailing her some stuff. Get her some beginner basic bags. No harm in that. So you get the cosmetic helm from the Emerald Dream World boss, so I thought, hey, don't have that yet. Killed it on my decal, got it to drop also. Nice! One less flyby for Breeze Spider. Oh, all right. I suppose. It's so far! I don't want to go all the way over there. Here, we'll go around the north side of the mountain this time. No harm in that, you could say. I think the key thing for an alt for me is I need a goal. Level 70 is certainly one goal. I think clearing the normal raid's a decent one. I think getting Molly Wobble to heal normal Farak would be kind of fun. And it's pretty achievable too. It's something you can do within a couple weeks of starting, so you don't feel like you're tethered to it forever. KSM? I don't know. It's a lot of keys. Especially if you're trying to like really start from the bottom and not like skip past a bunch of stuff. I like doing keys in my Resto Druid, but not enough to do any today, apparently. Spinning crane kick scaling, quite nonsense. That'll be fun. I like queuing for dungeons on healers that I'm leveling. I just don't usually do it on DPS. Or I don't do it much on DPS. Not seeing any breeze biter. No luck with my macro. Starting to get a little hungry. 2 minutes, we can open our next Frosty Soul. I think I'm going to be really excited. It doesn't seem to look like it's going to be today, but one day I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to get my first pet. I'm going to be very excited. When I get KSM on another monk. Yeah, I guess it's kind of no fun doing it on a different spec on a character that already has it. Or do you just want to do it on the same spec on another monk? Hard grinding the stupid Nick of Time dagger. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. What's it from? But I also don't think that Mollywobble really should begin until I've, like, finished what I need to do on Barnacles. I don't think Barnacles is done yet. Barnacles has barnacles still to do. Second boss, the new Mega Dungeon Pizza Guy. Oh. Rare Rogue Only Dagger. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Done until you feel like doing Resto Druid. That is true. That is true. I mean, lately when I'm not streaming, I mostly just want to get off the computer and go play with my puppy or bake something or fold a bunch of laundry or play games on my couch. I'm pretty pleased with myself for setting up my other PC in my living room. Queue her up for the first half. Do 2 bosses, leave requeue. Yeah, alright. Any luck with this Frosty Soul? Nope. No Tide Spirit. But we'll get to I think somebody made us a BB fist, so we can at least play around with that. I do enjoy folding laundry. I put Taylor Swift on the speaker, and then my cat hangs out with me, and then I get onto my bed, and then I like organizing everything into its individual types. So you have all of the square things like napkins and towels and whatnot on one side, and then you have like socks, and then you do like shirts over here. And then I like doing it all. Once I've got them all sorted, I like tackling the big items first, so usually pants and then shirts, and then I'll work my way down to the smaller items. And it's delightful. It's a task that I can do. It's a task that I can do. Sometimes you just need something you've got under control. I feel like I rolled some kind of a cosmic stat point that makes me enjoy folding laundry. Mind you, I'm folding my own laundry. I think I would not enjoy it if I was folding like a family's worth of laundry. I think it helps that it's just all my stuff and I don't have that much laundry. And I think that helps me not get burned out on it, but I'm just really lucky that I don't hate it, because if I hated it, I would never do it and it would never get done. All right, we are ready. Threadripper goes into the living room to play Wordle. I haven't done Wordle in ages. I should do it again. I liked Wordle. But yeah, my Threadripper is set up in the living room. I bought Elden Ring. How am I only 26 with a Tuskar? Partner and I usually do separate laundry, but we'll often both pitch in to fold any given load of laundry just so we can do it together and hang out. Elden Ring, let's go. Should do a random seamless co-op run one day. Responsible adult that has a dirty clothes pile and a clean clothes pile. I miss my laundry chair. This blue chair that's in my office had to be moved from my bedroom to make room for a dog bed. But when it was in my bedroom, it was a great laundry chair. I would put limbo clothes on it, and now I have nowhere for my limbo clothes. Some clothing parts women wear that I'm totally clueless with, give them over and say, here, you do something. You could always ask the person in question how they would like those things to be folded. Valid option. Your option, also good. Need a limbo clothes spot. Put him in the dog bed. I also fold things in a method that is chaos. For as organized as my folding session sounded, when it comes to actually folding a given item of clothing, I use all intuition and no systems. So I might fold 4 things that are the same size and fold them all in different ways. I'm awful with this for pillowcases. I will fold a set of pillowcases and I will end up with 4 nicely folded pillowcases that are not the same size because I folded them differently because there's something wrong with me. It's not a big thing, otherwise I wouldn't have folded them in the first place, but like, I don't know what that's about. Can fold fitted sheets. We have a professional over here. Dish towels and napkins I can do fine with. For some reason, those ones don't confuse me as much as the pillowcases. The pillowcases just always end up different. We're waiting for the earth spirit, I think, is what we're looking for. Another couple of minutes. Find something to kill in the meantime. But I find laundry to be one of the weird, like, easy, satisfying things to do that, like, feels so nice when it's all done. Especially if you have not so much of it that you can actually put it all away. If you have to, like, shove it into the drawer of the closet when it's clean because there's not enough room in the drawer of the closet, then it's not as much fun, and that's when I need to, like, declutter and get rid of some of those things. Maybe do laundry more often. But, you know, when it all fits nicely, it's like, oh, chef's kiss. The maker, thank you for the 3-month resub. I feel that way about dishes. Old enough that home ec was still a requirement? I had to take home ec. I'm only 31. I'm sure people still have to take it in some places, right? Do you guys not have to do home ec anymore? I mean, it's not like they taught me how to darn socks. They taught me how to make pizza biscuits. They basically taught me how to make pizza pops. But, you know, we learned it in home ec. Like it fine if I had laundry in my apartment. Yeah, that's a huge privilege. I am very lucky in that I have in-unit laundry, so I don't have to leave. I used to have to, once I lived in a place where I had to go outdoors to a shared laundry, and that sucked because, like, in bad weather, nobody wants to get rained on while you're, like, carrying your laundry. And, you know, like, my mom lives in a place where she has to do, like, a bunch of stairs every time, and, like, there's not enough units for people that live in the buildings, so, like, you go, you know, you bring your laundry all the way down to go try to do your laundry, but there's, like, a lineup for it, and then you're like, well, I guess I'll come back some other time. Like, it's just doesn't seem fun. I don't darn my own socks. It's truly the scourge of the youth these days. We're just not what we used to be. Learned how to make scrambled egg and home egg, and that's all I remember. Lucky never had to do that, and winter would be awful especially. Yeah, I had a sewing class as well. They had us sew. I sewed some kind of insane top. It was like it was weird, but it was like a sewing project. I don't remember if I invented it or if there was an actual pattern, but it was like the top of it, I don't know, there was a lot of triangles. It was like if you took Tinkerbell's dress and then you made it into a strange patterned clothing item. I made cookies and pillows. Oh, the pillows were fun. The pillows were really cute. We made like layered felt pillows, and I made one in the shape of a pig, and I loved it. New 2024 resolution. Learn to darn socks. Am I ready to do a thing? I am ready to do a thing. We're looting our earth and soul. 1 dust spirit, please. Nope. Alright, let's get another one. I like the idea of getting a set of these and then just kind of like logging off for the night, and then when you log on, you get to like open a bunch of them at once. So I need to find our good old friend, the Earthen Punisher. He's like, I fight him around here typically. Assuming he's up. End of your assignment was to knit a small square pillow. It's been over 20 years. Lives in your heart still. Knitting a small square pillow sounds like pretty achievable and also extremely cute. Also, my dog would kill it. Moosey is not kind to soft novelties. I have great concern for my WoW plushies if he is ever allowed unsupervised into this room. 15 by 15 centimeters or so. Oh, that is quite small. Aw. It's so cute. Every now and then I just can't find this mob. There must not be very many of them. We were in 5th grade. Well, if we can't find it in another 80 seconds, we can open the Fire Soul and get another one of those instead. Almost the size of a pie. I love earthenware for the kitchen. Like earthenware pie dishes. Those really deep ones that have like the pretty glaze on the inside and then like the handles. And then like teaware, like stone and earth teaware I find to be so cool. I feel like in my dream house, I would have some kind of like open shelving that was decorative, and I would have like some really pretty pieces of like stoneware teapots stored up there. Although, you know, gotta worry about earthquakes. You can put a safety net underneath it or something. Just to display them, because I think they're so pretty. Mom was obsessed with earthenware. All of our baking dishes were earthenware. Or like those big earthenware, like, I don't know if they're actually earthenware, but like the big mixing bowls. I love those things. I've never had one. I just have like normal bowls that are not as fragile or heavy or expensive or, you know, like there are reasons to use them, but none of those reasons seem to apply to me. I can mix anything I need to in like a plastic or a stainless steel bowl. But they're beautiful. They're so lovely. I cannot find that guy, so I'm going to loot this in another now. Nope. No blazing spirits. We're just going to get another one of these just to get our soul inhaler cooling down. Heavy. Like milk glass mixing bowls. Been thrifting those for years. Oh. I should have feared it. I should have feared it. I'm just going to kill this one. There's lots of these guys. I have a glass bowl for my KitchenAid, my stand mixer, and I'm always very careful with it, but I feel like its days are numbered just because I'm me. And no matter how careful I am, one day I'm just going to have a catastrophic accident in the kitchen, and it's going to be... And then I'm going to replace it with like a steel one that I can't break. But until then, it's so pretty. We do not have Tesco. That is a you thing. Or not a you thing, but a your homeland thing. I'm sure we have a store that would be equivalent. You know, we could ride the moose down there. Assuming that the beaver sleds are out of commission. Happy New Year from Dubai. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful celebration. Pretty much just British Walmart. We have Walmart. We almost got Target, but then it didn't do very well. They made mistakes and had issues, and now it's a Canadian Tire. Did you do all your holiday shopping? I did some holiday shopping at Canadian Tire. I got all my pet stuff there. But I tried actually, this year I made a effort to support smaller businesses for some of my gifts. Not all of them. But there were a couple of like really small local businesses that I knew about that sold things that I knew people might like. So for as much of my shopping as I could anyway, maybe I'll try and do better next year. Trying to put my holiday money into local stuff. Plus it doesn't have to ship as far. I mean, Canadian Tire is like local, but it's also like a huge corporation. And you know, you shop at farmers markets enough and eventually you figure out who's got the good stuff. Must be so much of that in Victoria too. Yeah. There really truly is. Alright, brand new fiery soul. I'd love to have a batch of 3 of those things to open next to my login, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back to Valdrakken. I'm gonna open up my mail and play with my new toy, and then think about wrapping up for the day, the week, and also the year. Turns out New Year's is at the end of the Hazel week. A couple of gorgeous handmade hanging plant pots that way. I am such a... Wow, I thought of a couple of really inappropriate words before making it to a normal one. I am such a sucker, let's go with that, for Etsy. And you gotta be careful in Etsy because it's pretty easy for places that just do regular mass-produced dropshipping to pose as small businesses, but if you really do some sniffing, you can usually find people that actually make stuff and then sell it themselves. And I love buying that kind of thing. A lot of my home decor stuff, wall hangings, macrame planters, art, that kind of thing, coasters, Etsy. Bump fists with your best brawl. Thank you very, very much. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. One new toy. Burmy. Moose! Moose, what are you doing in here? I'm assuming this has been sanctioned by your father? Hi! You want to say hi, Pup Pup? Hi, baby. Hi, doggy. What are you doing? Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness, don't eat my earbud. Don't eat my earbud. That is not a toy. Here, let me do another button or two. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Those are not your toys. Those are not your toys. You gonna get in trouble stuff? You come? Can you sit? Moosey, can you sit? Oh, good boy. Can you shake? Oh, good boy. You got your lunch already? Are you gonna get your lunch? I think you're gonna get your lunch. I think he's gone. Protect the plushies. What a baby. It's funny whenever you see him trotting down on this side of the gate when you weren't aware that he was authorized. Because once in a while, once or twice, we've like left the gate open and been like, Moose, what are you doing here? He's just like, hey guys, got anything good? That is a good baby. That will never, ever, ever not cheer me up. he's, I mean, not that I needed cheering up, but that's my boy. Alright, I wanted to try out this toy and then I wanted to skedaddle. Searching for our BB fist. Bump fist with your best bro. What does this mean? One day cooldown. Do you need a best roll to bump fists with? You might. Does it have a ground target? Okay, we need to find somebody. Let's let's find somebody AFK. Floppy ears. You guys like my puppy? He's a good boy. Alright. Best roll. Sorry. Okay, I gotta log off. Alrighty. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate the company. Thanks for all the streams and all of the company over the past year. I had a wonderful 2023 with you guys. I'm off for a couple of days, but I will be back in the new year. And I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate you guys. Have a happy new year. Stay safe in the celebrations. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, don't do anything dumb that I wouldn't do. And have a wonderful wonderful day. Bye.